Hello, interweebs. It's me, Todd, your local dungeon master. Hi. Tonight we're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons. It's a homebrew game, and we're going to be picking up in episode 7. So I'm pretty excited, and we're just taking a couple extra minutes to rally up the players. You know how it is. But thank you very much for joining us. Big shout out to Australia. Holy damn. You're listening to us down there. I don't know if that's my friend Bridget or my cousins or what, but thank you so much for tuning in. Anyway, I do hope that you can join us live if you want. You can influence our game. We play on YouTube and on Twitch as well. But you can also catch us after the fact on all the podcast places. And if this is your first time here or you haven't done it yet, don't forget to hit the thingy. Hit the subscribe or the follow. And we'll just do what we can to keep you entertained. All right, I gotta get going. So we'll be just put a couple more minutes on the timer until we get started. I'm gonna put 2 minutes. We'll try to get back. All right, thanks so much. We'll begin soon.
Are we sponsored this week?
I wish. No, if anybody wants to sponsor us, you know, we come cheap. Actually, we did have some sponsors on the podcast at one point. Other role-playing games mostly. Hi, Internet. We're live. And players, we can hear you now. So all the swearing, have at it.
Beep, 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 beep. Yep.
All right. Hi, everybody. Hope you had a good week. Or some of you
did.
Yeah. Oh, you're a bit on the... There we go. A little quiet. All right. So, hi, everybody. Welcome back. I was dusting this off today. No reason. My monster manual. No reason. No reason.
No reason at all.
No reason.
No reason.
No reason at all.
But, yeah, so we were on a boat. And we were sailing along on a secret mission from somebody named Calrun. One of the factions. You never actually found out which one. And so then you are off to, after a pit stop from shopping, you went off to the sea. And while you were sailing along, you rescued a castaway girl and a little kobold that happened to be hitching a ride on her raft. And even more sailing along, you found a mage patrol, a magic-enhanced sailing ship that caught up with your vessel fairly effortlessly and pulled alongside. But through the use of a shocking amount of diplomacy, especially for all you m***ers. So I was really shocked, but you did not come to blows. They inspected the ship, and some of you hid, and some of you just stayed ready to throw down, but fortunately, it did not require combat at that time. Since then, you've been sailing for a little while, and now we're going to go round the horn and meet the players. So,
Hi, everybody.
let's start over here with... Oh, yes. Let's start with Carl. Hey, Carl. Oh, that's not Carl. I don't have Carl's face here. I have my face. That's not right. But, hey, Carl, who are you playing today?
I am playing your friendly, for now, Tortle, Twilight Cleric, Tillman.
Awesome. All right, so Twilight Cleric named Tillman. All right, and let's keep going around the horn, and we'll go see Steve. I think all my cameras are messed up. Nope, that's not Steve. That's Tihmily. All right, well, I'll just keep it on here. So, Steve, who are you playing?
Well, I'm still playing Gex Techford, the world's largest cat burglar, Goliath, rogue, arcane trickster, who is, he's personally sponsored by, not by NordVPN, but by NerdVPN. When you want, yeah, so NerdVPN is specifically when you want your friends and family to think you look at Amazon and not the Geek Emporium, sports news, not MMORPGs, or, you know, like everyone else, porn and not D&D sites.
So it just gives you a false history, a false sense of security.
Yeah. if you want everyone to just believe you're a normal human being who just checks into Pornhub regularly instead of constantly browsing for more D&D supplies, that's his nerd VPN. It's for you.
All right, that sounds wonderful. I love it so much. And we'll hear a bit more from them later on in the game, no doubt. Our unofficial, unpaid sponsors. But we love them so. I don't even know if that exists. That'd be
Regular
amazing if it
mushrooms
does.
versus magic shrooms.
Exactly. All right, and we'll keep going around the horn. My mouse just decided to do something funny. But Tihmily, you're who are you playing for us tonight?
Tonight I will be reprising my role as med school dropout. Beauty school dropout.
Every
Hilda
time.
Bone Braid.
I hear that every single time. Whoa, my audio's real loud. Every
And,
single time I hear that, though.
I continue on my streak of flunking as I've performed very poorly as the ship's repair person as well. So
Thank you for reminding
we'll
me.
see how that
yes.
goes.
Yes, everybody has taken on a role in the ship in hopes of keeping it afloat a little bit longer and to help out. So we'll be kind of doing some ship rules, which I downloaded. I did send those out to you all. They're on the Discord, and we're using basically from Unearthed Arcana. So you can check that out. And there is a link there to your ship stats. So if you've never seen those before, take a quick look. Basically, it's a document. So you can open that up in the Google, and that's how you're going to track your ship scores and stats as well. So there you go. Yet more to keep an eye on. If only there was some kind of nerd type site that would help me organize all of this. But you know. All right.
Yeah,
and
it's
that brings us.
NerdVPN.
Yes, NerdVPN. All right, and now back round to Gordon.
Hey, I'll be reprising my role as Rook, a rogue who has dealing with a bit of a mystery when it comes to losing his friends, trying to free them, making some new friends, and now going on a big sailing trip. So we'll see where that takes him.
Awesome. So that brings us all up to speed, and I will be playing all the other beings that they run into. So you resume your journey on the ship in just a few seconds. Here we go. And don't forget, audience, just before I forget, audience, you have a part in this too if you want to. If you're watching live, you can make suggestions in chat, and we'll try our best to incorporate them as soon as possible into the game. So spend some plot points, and let's make it happen. All right, let's dive in, without further ado, to some Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so the journey you've had so far has been the last few days. It's been a couple days since we last picked up where these people left off. And you find yourselves on the sea. It's been relatively good going. You're getting finally over your seasickness there, Tillman. It doesn't help though. Yeah, as your seasickness starts to finally subside, unfortunately, another kind of awkwardness begins as you find yourself kind of bopping around the ship, generally just trying to avoid bumping into Tammy, the other Tortle on board, who is the navigator, with whom you have had, let's just call it what it is. She's an ex from high school, right? It's just, yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, so I'll let you figure out how that is, but the nausea subsides, but, you know, you still have that slight unease feeling as you're making your way around the ship. All right, the rest of you are definitely getting along in your relatively new areas. Now, I know Hilda took on the role of ship's repair, right? Putting those old those old crafting and smithing tools somewhat to good use. Well, to some use anyway. Maybe not good use. Use. Anyway, you're definitely, you don't know where your dad's toolkit went, and that's not wonderful. But it is what it is. So, anyway, meanwhile, Gordon, what job did Rook take on? That's right. So you were actually you're spending quite a bit of time with Tammy as she's showing you the ropes, how to navigate by the stars, or take a reading with a sextant, and using the compass and so forth, and the various charts that the ship does have. Now, there are large sections that are uncharted, but generally speaking, this ship has been sticking to the trade lanes, except Tammy actually mentions that pretty soon, if you're going to want to get to this particular spine, which is the island you're trying to get to, you're going to have to take a journey into less traveled waters. And that's... do an insight check for me there, Gordon. Yep. Hey, that's pretty good. All right. So you know, she says it as casually as possible, but Tammy definitely seems a little bit tense when she starts to describe particular areas that you're about to travel through. In fact, there is one area that she just mentioned off the cuff, as though almost in a way that people would say something that obviously everyone who sails knows this, so she didn't explain it, but you get that idea that she's actually quite nervous around what they call Frontier's Spin. The Frontier's Spin. Actually, let me see if I get that.
Right. There. Yeah, so we're going to have to head along here for some time, and then of course we have to pass over Frontier's Spin, just on the edge. And then we're on pretty much smooth shot through to the island. It's kind of bad luck to mention it on a vessel in detail. It's just, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Ah, thank you, Abominable Scotsman. You saved us a lot there. I've had everybody else muted. It's just been the Todd show, so I'm terribly sorry about that. Thank you so much. You get the prize. I don't know what the prize is.
This whole time.
Abominable Scotsman, this one is for you. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so Tammy's been really nervous, and can you ask her that question again, there, Gordon?
Just wondering, like, what is the Frontier Spin? Like, being someone that doesn't really know, that sounds like an interesting game.
Well, the Frontier Spin, it's a place where vessels sometimes go missing or lose a sense of time. Legend has it that ships go in and there's a chance they don't come out, or they come out different. The crew could be suddenly older, or it could be a totally different ship. It's very it's all it's an old fisherman tale, so like you don't have to worry too much. But we're gonna just try to skirt it and go off to the side.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So she also outlines the rest of the trip to you and points out, she actually has added to the chart the section where you bumped into the Mage Tower patrol. The Mage
towers tend to move around a fair bit, or at least not be exactly where you expect them. So I don't know if they move or what, but this one used to be, I don't know, probably like 5 days sailing west, but for some reason we bumped into them around here. So maybe their patrols are looking for somebody, or maybe maybe the island shifted again. That's what they say. Anyway.
Who knows?
I'm
In your head, Rook, you hear the voice of that relatively new companion. Low. Go slow.
Yes, she's not kidding. Those islands, they still move. They can appear in different places, in different cities, off the coasts, and their patrols rarely show up where they are not. Where they don't have interests. You be wary of them. You were wise to hide.
All right. So, meanwhile, you're helping navigate. Tillman, what role were you taking on the ship?
The physician's assistant slash probably physician, given the current state of our physician. So he's got to go back down below and just get himself familiar with the wares, the stores that he has to work with.
Absolutely. So you walk into the surgeon's area and kind of unlock the door with the key that the captain gave you. And you are immediately met by two things. One, the snoring. The surgeon, probably in his 20s, human lad, pretty scuffy. Definitely had like fancier clothes at one point, but definitely under worse for wear condition. He's been sleeping in them probably for the better part of a week, and he smells like it. He's even got little bits of vomit still encrusted on his white linen shirt. He's all passed out on the cot, and he's still got the antiseptic slash anesthetist rum, basically very high proof alcohol in a jug in his left hand as he rolls over at the sound of you entering. You take a look around the.
Yeah, that's.
Sorry, what was that, Hilda?
That sounds like Bentham.
That's right. Bentham being a former, you were vaguely aware of him as a frat boy at your old med school, basically. But I don't even know that he knows you're here yet, and it's been the better part of a week. He's been pretty much drunk since he left. Oh, now I've got that song in my head. All right. So you take stock. There are some medicine kit materials here. There's even a small. It took you a while to find it, actually, but you do find a small. It's like part pouch, part case with a shoulder strap on it, tucked way up in the back of this locked closet. And you pull it out and blow the dust off of it. And it's got these little vials, and you can hear them clinking on the inside. You manage to pop the lock relatively. With who do you ask to help you? It is locked. Unless you want to unlock it yourself. Sure.
Is Gex available?
You go up and go looking for Gex. He seems to be up by the. Where are you, Gex?
Probably somewhere in the captain's vicinity.
All right. So currently, that's up on the main deck.
That's what I would have assumed.
And
yeah, I'm down in the lower deck.
Mm-hmm. So do you go up and get him?
Yeah, I'll go up and get him.
Okay, so you make your way up. Meanwhile, Gex, you are standing with the captain, Captain Zim, an older man in his 50s, mostly balding, nice, respectable beard, and he's got when he's at sea, his hat is tightly tied because of the wind, but he's got one of those classic tricorn type hats. And you're up on the deck, and you're looking around at the compass bearings that he's just given you to check. And there is a crewman at the tiller, but you can actually take over at the wheel, I should say. And you often do take over the wheel, or and he'll occasionally kind of hold up this large cone in his hand and shout an order forward. Trim that sail, fix that, it's luffing, stop drinking, you bastard. All those kinds of standard sailing stuff. He runs a pretty good ship, but you've gathered that he's relatively well liked. Can I get you to do an insight check for me for the crew?
Yeah.
Part of your job as first mate is to take a read on the morale of the crew. So, which one of them seems to be having some issues today?
Well, seems to be that things are for the most part shape of the ship shape, one might say. But there is the odd crewman here and there who feels their share isn't worth what they'd like it to be, but that's just kind of standard stuff. Wouldn't put too much into that. I think for the most part you've cobbled together a reasonably reliable bunch of seafaring individuals.
Oh, good read. Which one of them out there probably has the least experience other than yourselves? See if you can tell. Or tell me tomorrow. Over the morning briefing.
I will tell you tomorrow at the morning briefing. That is an interesting task for you to direct at my insightful ways. But I'm sure you'll have a. Yeah. I can see that.
All right. So at about this time, Tillman comes up. Take it away.
Hey man, I think there's some supplies down there I need to have access to, but these turtle fingers aren't that great block. So was wondering, if you could spare some time.
Supplies are you looking for? I'll say this to make sure that no one else actually picks up on it.
Medical supplies, man. Like the doctor's sort of passed out with a little bit of dribble vomit. Sort of like I was for the week, but he seems to be permanently in that state. He's not really helping.
Yeah. Would I know that he'd have access to that or not? I should know by now who's supposed to have access to where, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I don't know if you brought that little cart container up with you, Carl, or Tillman. It definitely would be portable, but you might not want to bring it out and make it obvious. It was pretty well hidden and quite dusty.
Nah, I didn't bring it. Got it downstairs.
All right, well, Gex, if you want to head down, you could, or you're just kind of given run of the area.
And
I'll say a little check-in on this, that, and the other.
Sure. All right. So you begin to make your way around. Absolutely.
Do I notice anything broken on the way? Because I just realized I got mending, so I could probably help out with a few repairs here and there.
Oh.
Did someone say repairs?
Yeah, you're there. You happen to overhear that.
What did you just say?
Hilda, man. I'm all about helping out people, and if you're having trouble with some mending stuff,
Yeah.
I could probably help out a little bit. Probably not to your caliber, but not gonna lend a hand.
She's
But
holding
I
a
certainly
hammer
hope
that's like
more than my caliber.
comically broken. Secondhand tools.
I'll fix the hammer.
All right.
I'll cast mending.
It's gonna take a while, so
Thank you.
the three of you head on down to the surgeon's area. It's actually a pretty good place for you guys to talk, because the only person there would be the surgeon most of the time, and it's a lockable door. Otherwise, you'd be in your crew quarters, where on any given time, the off-shift crew is usually sleeping in their quarters. So the surgery is actually probably the best place to get a little bit of privacy.
Right on.
You know.
All right, so you're down below now, and what do you want to do?
Yeah, man. It's right over here, man. I tried shading a little bit. Sounds like yeah, some full vials or maybe some potions in there, man. But I don't want to go and break in this lock. So
Yeah, sure. Let's have a look. Let's see what's in there.
All right, let's
We'll do some
thieves tool in.
picking of.
All right, go ahead and roll some
I'm gonna
thieves
assume
tools.
that using.
Ooh, nice.
Which is what am I rolling for that? Sleight of hand? Is that what I'm rolling?
It'd be the same as sleight of hand. It's you're proficient as in
Yeah.
thieves tools, so it's Dex plus
Yeah.
proficiency.
Yeah.
Hilda, man, I'm glad you're here because I know you went to med school, so you're probably familiar with some contests of some potions, man. Because all my healing's all magical, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. Hilda doesn't try to think about the failures that she got on her examination as she finger guns. Yeah.
Hilda Finger Guns Paladin. What's her last name again?
Bone braid.
Bone Braid. Hilda Finger Guns Bone Braid. All right. So with a 17, Gex, you pop open the lock pretty easily. Actually, it is a very good lock, and whatever was inside was meant to be. Yes, finger guns, nice. Was meant to be pretty well protected. So you do manage to get it without touch much trouble. Inside, you see a small kind of almost like egg carton kind of nesting little pouch areas in which these little glass vials are delicately placed. One of them is actually cracked, and you see bits of broken glass and little sticky residue all around. The other one, there are 6 still intact, and they have a pinkish kind of liquid to them. Although, go ahead and do a quick medicine check for me. Anybody. Or Arcana.
Oh man, it's rolling great. Another 20.
Wow. I got a 13.
Oh, it'll bite me later. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
You're
Carl's
getting
already starting
all
the
your
night
good rolls in now.
with a 6. All right.
As soon as it's really important, it'll be crap.
Nice. So you pop open the vials, the lock, and pass it over, and then the Paladin and the Cleric begin kind of looking at the vials and twisting them, holding them up to the light. Hilda, they do tend to look a lot like the vials of potions of healing. Nothing too intense, but a standard potion of healing. Except one of them looks a little different. It's kind of a slightly different shade, and most of them are almost clear, like almost syrup. But one of them has like graininess to it, kind of floating in there, and it's a little different than the others. Tillman, you get distracted because 2 things happen. You reach in to grab it, and you're not too careful, and your Tortle fingers scrape along some of the broken glass, and you get this little cut, and it starts to bleed pretty much right away. But the other thing that happens is your hand gets all sticky from the residue of the spilled potion. And you look at your hand, and there's the cut, and then it immediately starts to close from the residue as well. So you went down by 1d4, but you also healed as well. So it's just a sharp pain for a second. You look, and you just watch it close.
Oh, man. Far out.
It is now, Steve. I do want to remind you
like
that the
Dave.
players get to have plot points as well. So, yeah, it's hidden in the chat there, but that's going to be the thing now. All right. All right.
Do you tell Tillman what it is? Because be careful. He won't know.
I mean, all that Hilda can see is that, yeah, this one's a little bit different, but I didn't get to that unit in med school before I dropped out. So, Gex, do you have a sense of what that is?
I think it's ye old arcane fiber supplement. Pretty sure.
So you definitely know 5 of them are healing potions, and one of them
Occasionally, when you're at sea, you know, a person of my age might know this. But
it's all the salted fish. and,
occasionally,
like,
when you're at
hardtack.
sea, you get one of two things. One of two things happens, right? You start to, like, everything comes out both ends, or nothing will come out either end. When you got sailors with that problem, as rare as that is, you need ye old arcane potion of colon flow.
Uh-huh.
I think we have another sponsor.
That sounds. Yo, colon flow.
Colon flow.
Meta colon.
Now that I have to do my commercial all over again because I was muted the first time.
Yeah, actually, we
So I've added the 5 potions of healing and then a potion of ye old fiber.
supplement. But that one you don't actually know what
And
that is.
when it comes time to, I know, but I have a feeling that if I want to mixture one of the potions, it'll be a roll of a dice, and we'll see what happens.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you gotta be careful with the fiber supplements because
overdo
if you
it.
take too much, it's also not,
Metamucil overdoses are not to be trifled with.
This,
sounds
this
like
message
personal
has been brought to you by
Potion.
Colon Blow.
All fiber.
You know you're of a certain
That's what it
age
says
playing
in the bottle.
Dungeons and
Ye old
Dragons
fiber.
when you're making Fiber 1 jokes. Anyway. Meanwhile, Rook, you seem to be the only one who's kind of above the ship right now, so we're just gonna bop over to that. There is a small kind of cabin towards the aft. Now this is split between the captain's quarters is back there at the very back, but there is a small navigator's kind of office cabin there, and there's so you're in there right now with Tammy there, and so it's just below where you're positioned on the map. It's not shown, but it is up there. So you're currently in there, and you're kind of messing with the sextant, and she's just kind of humming away this kind of deep resonant hum that kind of every once in a while she hits a certain pitch, and it resonates in her Tortle shell. So it's like and it's just what she does as a habit when she's kind of absent-mindedly doing things. And right now she's reading a book. Can I get you to do a quick perception check for me?
Sure.
Damn. All right. Since you're the one up here, well, I'll let the players decide. can I get somebody to please roll a D100 for me?
I'll do it.
Last time I rolled it, we had mages. Uh-uh.
1 to 15
Use
is
the
smooth
golden
sailing.
dice. Golden
Rough
dice.
other options: doldrums, rough weather, and the very last one, and I quote, weird shit.
98.
98. All right, roll again. We're not having another one.
That's why I rolled last time.
Yeah, it is. That's okay. I am making note of that, actually. 37. All right.
That's a better number for some reason.
I like both of those. No, we're doing both of them. It's fine. It's fine. Go for the twofer. All right, so you guys have been sailing for a better part of a week now, and the sun is setting, and it's beautiful and calm, and it's just excellent sailing weather, and you're really starting to feel kind of good. And Rook knows, based on his calculations, that you're probably about 3. If you've got good weather, if it holds, you're about 3 days out from the island you're headed to. So at this point, the sun is setting, and it's beginning to you're beginning to feel pretty good about life. And is there anything else anybody wants to do for the night before night falls?
Yeah, I mean, I think like at some point during this trip, I would have used a short rest to gain proficiency in Arcana and checked out the seashell that Annie gave me. And once in a while, check in on her, make sure she's not killing anyone or doing anything weird.
So,
but beyond that, I think it's really just navigating, hanging out with the others and checking out the seashell that she gave me. Like, what is it?
Okay, so go ahead and roll Arcana, and you are proficient. As Kat, your friend, seems to be whispering in your ear.
Look, you have to look for the scratchings first. That'll give you a hint as to what's the school. Are you even listening?
That's her chattering away. All right, 16, not too shabby. All right, so you don't know the exact nature of it, but you do know that this is inscribed with a mark, an arcane kind of mark, that if you had to guess, was maybe an identifying a nature. It could be a grounding kind of thing where like the bearer of this could be easily identified, even if the shell itself wasn't visible. And other than that, for 16, you can get the impression that it's not. There's something about this that, and Kat says in your ear, she's like,
that mark could mean 2 ways? I don't know. It's different. But it doesn't seem active. It looks like it could be activated.
Maybe it's some type of sending thing, or like I could communicate, like.
I don't think it's that powerful, but if you see here, look at the edge again.
And you hold it up to the light, and you see right on the edge of the shell, it's got a chain on it, or a little hole where you can wear it on a chain. But the edge of it, of the shell, is razor sharp on one side, and this little wriggly back and forth, and you see encrusted blood just around the edges of that. All right. So the day goes on, and the night falls, and your shift is up. You're still training, so they keep you out there during the day. And I'm just going to, unless there's anything else anybody else wants to do before nightfall.
Is this ship still with its damage?
It's got a little bit of damage.
Okay.
You can go ahead and roll a proficiency, tool proficiency, to see how you do to help out with the repairs. Thankfully, there is an actual carpenter on board, but they can always use help.
Can I lend a hand as well
Sure thing.
if it's minor enough? Yeah.
Yep. So you can go up there. They
Okay.
actually get you, Tillman, patching sails because everyone else it would take a long time of sewing, so they'll run it down and pass it to you, and you just hold it for a while and like hum your little song or whatever it is you do, and you after about a minute your hands come away and it's as if it was never torn.
Wow, it's magical. I
That's right.
How'd you do, Hilda?
What? Well, I rolled a 9, but do I add anything to it?
So you aren't considered proficient in this tool. Well, which proficiencies do you have?
I have proficiency in smith tools and herbalism kit.
I'm gonna say it's similar to smith tools, so you're gonna get half your proficiency, so that would be +1, and then add your, let's say strength to this.
Okay, so that would be 13.
All right, not too bad, not too bad. So you managed to help out with the patching and kind of replacing a few of the kind of cracked boards where the two ships had collided after this guy caused crazy amounts of chaos and caused the maid ship to hit them. All right. And now, just before, no reason, can I get everybody to do a perception check for me? No reason.
Another one?
Yep. Sorry, I'm hitting wrong buttons. We're still here.
21.
Can't I just keep my other one?
Sure. Yeah, you can keep the 21 from before there, Gordon.
Because it didn't really be used for anything before.
No. I was gonna go somewhere, and then I decided we have to roll first to see what's coming. All right. 4 for Steve. Of course. You called it.
Told you. Told you it was gonna happen.
And
Those good
20
rolls gotta run out.
And 20 for Tihmily, and 21 for Carl, and 21 for Gordon. All right, so those definitely Tillman and Gordon both catch, and Tihmily as you're up on that deck, kind of seeing the sunset, just watching the sun go down, and Gex, you're super busy with the captain at the moment, and so you're not really able to like. You're still actually you're down in the galley trying to figure out which of the crew is the newest. So I'm gonna get you to do a persuasion check for me to see how well you can figure that out. But in the meantime,
Newest.
the three of you are just watching this beautiful sunset, and the gulls are kind of still following the ship as they tend to do, and you see an albatross or something way above, and then another like a really like a big white bird. It's not a gull, but it's like perched right up by the crew and by the lookout on the top of the ship. And the lookout calls back for shift change, and you see him kind of flap his arms, and this big bird flies away. It's like a really big white raven or something. And then you carry on with your day. How'd you do there, Gex?
18.
18. All right, you've got a pretty good idea that it's either Lek
Very good.
or Bracken. It's either Lek or Bracken are the two of the newest crew. Lek is this kind of halfling guy, and then maybe in his 20s. And what was the other name I just said?
Bracken.
Bracken, thank you. And Bracken is he's 65 if he's a day, and he's got like 3 good teeth in his head, and you're really kind of surprised that he's in the Forerunner, but he's one of those two are the most recent addition to this ship, and you're not entirely certain which, based on casual conversation. All right.
Oh, it's not one of them straight. I'll ask the old guy how long he's been serving on the ship.
I've been serving for 6, maybe 7.
Days, weeks, months, years.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. And how about you, Lek? How long have you been on board serving the captain?
Me? Oh, I've been around for like 4 months now. It's been pretty good. The grub's not
Did
bad.
you get here before him? Was he here when you started serving?
And they look at each other. And they're like,
Yeah.
Did you start the same day? The two of you?
well, me and him.
Yeah.
No.
Which one of you was here first?
I'm pretty sure he's older than I am. I mean, us halflings age a little different than humans.
Yeah.
Well, this is a teachable moment, Lek. As a person in the command stream, this is a teachable moment. When your captain asks you a direct question, you need to give him a direct answer.
Oh, look
See,
who
I
thinks
asked
he's
you-
captain now.
I asked you which of the two of you got here first, and yet neither of you could answer me directly. This is just
I'll
a little
flip you for
exercise.
I'll flip you for the answer. Winner gets to know, loser gets this.
And he holds up this old mop bucket. And Lex
Okay.
like, yeah, let's flip forward.
Open side up, you tell me. Bottoms up, we forget about it.
Wait, is this a bottle flip? Sounds like a bottle flip.
I'm gonna use some little.
All
I'm
right.
gonna affect the outcome here.
All right, so you're casting your invisible mage hand?
Mage hand.
Nice. All right. I'm going to
make
get you
it
to
land
do
the way I want.
I'm going to get you to do a sleight of hand roll for me to make the part of like the arcane part subtle. And we'll see if they spot it.
20.
Damn. You're just
The
like
good rolls are still coming in.
and
It's like think of the chance cube, right?
Yeah.
In Mos Eisley, the boy red blew his mother. You know.
exactly. And so it's funny because you can actually, if you were paying close enough attention, you would see it flip up and then pause and then reverse directions and land just the way you want. And so like Lek and Bracken are just like,
Ah, all right. I was here first. By 3 months.
Yeah. I
damn
would
it,
not have
I have to
guessed
mop
that.
again. I'm always mopping. All right. So everybody kind of has their meal, settles down for the night, and it's all fairly calm and quiet. Until somebody do me a favor. Can you roll? Let's go with a 2d12.
You want a total or two numbers?
Total.
Oh, I think this is the D12.
11.
All right. So it hasn't been that long, so no long rest for you. And depending on how things go, that might affect your how much, whether you get exhaustion or not. Anyway, so sun goes down relatively early, and there's not that much to do. So I don't know if you turn in early. Anybody who wants to stay up and play cards or anything, the crew is awake. But if you're in the crew quarters, you could be sleeping. I don't know what. So, but at about 11 o'clock-ish, there's a call from above. You hear a whistle from the second shift crew from above, summoning hands to the top deck.
All right.
I'll be
Hilda will
awake.
be sleeping.
Yeah.
So she'll tumble kind of out of the bunk.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Do an acrobatics check for me just to see how well you climb. Well, they're stacked 4 high, so like, there's no. they're
Oh
not messing
boy.
around.
Okay, 14.
Okay, you managed to land on your feet and kind of 3-point stance a little bit, but almost make it look on purpose, and then stand up. Rook, you're already pretty close to the top, and at this moment, everybody do a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Ooh.
Oh.
Tillman got the 10. Ooh. Hilda
Uh-oh.
gets the 3.
Oh god.
Rook
Yikes.
with the 13, and Gex with the 23. Boom. Gex just almost appears on his feet near Hilda as she stumbles and falls as the whole ship just lurches hard to the port, and it tilts. And so you end up kind of falling down a little bit. You don't actually. Hilda is going to take just a D4 of bludgeoning damage as one of the barrels nearby that had been holding some of the water for the journey kind of shifts loose and comes falling down and kind of bashes your leg as it hits the ground. It's okay. It's not cracked or anything, but you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Tillman, I'm assuming you were you in the bunk or were you in this surgery?
No, I was probably up on top there, still helping with sales and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you were just kind of enjoying the twilight hour, as you were wont to do, and you get a better idea of what's going on, because you can hear some of the cries, be like, "Look out! Hard to port! Hard to port!" And the whole ship shifts hard as the lookout suddenly, and last second, spotted something down low near the water, and the whole ship lurches, and then you can hear this thump as something's impacted kind of down near the water and scraping along the edge of the boat. And they're desperately trying to steer it away. Tillman, you notice, you had a pretty good perception roll before. You look out and you can see these dark floating shapes in the water. Do you have dark vision as a Tortle?
Let's see.
I don't
Dark
think
vision,
Tortles...
300 feet.
Oh, right, because you're a Twilight Cleric. So you see it well. And you just see this flotilla of, at first glance, it looks like scrap. Or like a house. Or a raft, but a big one. And then another one semi-connected. And there's this little walkway. And then there's another one. It looks like this random cobbled together like slum floating in the water, no lights. And this is why the ship was moving at pretty quick pace when it clipped just the outer edge of this. And you look out and it extends like a little rickety patch here close to the ship, and then there's a larger section further away off to the starboard side, and then even further away out to the distance of your dark vision you see this cobbled, floating, ramshackle city on the water surface. And where it hit, you can see the first little house that it rammed into has now twisted and snapped off and is busy sinking. And you can hear the cries in the water. All right. What do you want to do, Tillman? You get a quick action before anything else happens.
Hey, well, I notify. Is Gex around?
Let's just say he just came running up now, and the rest of the crew too.
Hey, man, we just. I think we're in the middle of something, man. I read about this Waterworld thing, but oh my goodness, I think we ran into a city, man, like one of them floating cities. Never seen one of these before. Now they sound a little bit weird.
I will immediately look where he's kind of indicating, and then up to the crow's nest, and then to the wheel.
Yep, absolutely. So the crew is responding, and they're.
I see what he's talking about. Why didn't you notice it, and why did you steer into it? Those are the looks on my face.
It's fair. You can see at the front they're repositioning these hooded lanterns with lenses to try and aim down and be able to spot it. There are no lights whatsoever, no torches or anything on this, and it is quite dark out. It is a moonless night. So you can just make out the silhouette of a slightly darker shape against the back. Now, as a Goliath, do you get dark vision?
I do not.
Okay, so that's all you can make out in this dim light. And it appears that the lookout just missed it, maybe. It's hard to tell. But you can see them responding now, being like, where is it? Where is it? Get the lights! And so they're digging up the lanterns and aiming them out front.
Can I sort of see generally a shape of where it might be?
Oh yeah, you know that it's off to the starboard side there, and it seems to kind of stretch out almost like a wedge shape, and you guys just nicked the edge of it, but it is definitely wider. You get that impression, and you can see the one sinking piece is close enough, and they've got some torches held over the side of the boat now, your boat, the bullship, you can see it as this ramshackle hut is busy filling with water, and you can see something splashing around in there, and you hear curses. Out of curiosity, what languages do you speak?
Common, giant, thieves can't.
All right, it's not giant, it's not common either, so you don't have a great idea of what it is.
I am going to press to digitate
Sure.
here. More specifically, like kind of cast sort of a flare typey shower of
Nice.
sparky light over top of the thing to see what illuminates. With a little.
All right. Can I get you to roll intelligence? Like just basically a spellcasting check, just to see how effective it is. You're kind of new with this whole magic thing.
Yeah. What's my bonus there? 5.
Nice.
Told you it would fail me.
So you go, and this shower of sparkles and lands, and then you just like, oh, stomp that out, and like a little bit of the cloth nearby catches on fire, and yeah, it didn't quite pan out. Good idea though. I like the idea. It might work another time. All right.
Yeah.
Right about now, everybody else is up there and taking a look around. Those of you with dark vision get a pretty good idea. There's a floating city nearby. Rook, as you look over the side a few seconds later, you hear a now familiar voice in the back of your head.
Oh god. Looks like it is a goblin sprawl. The scavengers on the land, they take to the water.
Just kind of like ask, does anyone here speak Goblin?
Nope.
Nope.
Just kind of peering over the side, seeing like if I see any of the Goblin type creatures.
You
You definitely see them. You can see like splashing in the water, a couple others running along the ramshackle platforms that connect these, and you can see a couple of small shapes, but a couple of bigger ones too. They're bigger than your average goblin. You have night vision, right? Dark vision, right?
No, I don't.
Ah, okay.
Hilda
So,
does.
in the lantern light that they're kind of throwing around, Hilda, you can definitely see there's goblins and hobgoblins kind of running down, yelling at each other and swearing and just generally speaking rabble.
Oh boy. Hi, Polly.
All right.
Where's the captain at this point?
The captain is up by the tiller now, and you're probably about 15 feet away, so you can hear each other talk with each other.
Yeah, I'll just say captain defensive positions.
Oh, yeah, call it out. He passes you the bullhorn.
Battle stations!
All right, and the crew, which was just kind of looking a bit surprised, thinking they hit some floating debris or something, are like startled by this, and then they start to, do me a favor. Go ahead and roll persuasion to see how effectively you can do this. Meanwhile, Rook, you kind of set it half to your own friends that are in your head, and they're all like, this chorus, Angel's like,
No, mate, don't speak it. Don't speak the gobbo.
and you know, Angel and Cat are all kind of shaking their head, and Vostlo just like,
No.
and then this little voice next to you pipes up. I speak a little bit of Goblin. And you look to your left, half expecting a ghost, and it's actually Lek, the little crewman from below, the halfling.
Okay, do you know what they're saying?
Mop still in hand.
It's mostly just a lot of swearing. I think they're really upset we hit their house. They're mentioning fetch. Gorbo. I don't know what that is. I've never been in a fight before. Do you think you're gonna have to... He looks visibly upset.
Don't worry, but maybe just stay back and away from the danger.
That little one is definitely going to die.
All right. Any last... so you're giving orders there, Steve. We're going to count that as a... How'd you do on your roll, by the way?
Oh, no one's listening to me.
As you rolled a 2.
I am doing my typical now that I've kind of assessing this. I'm going to be hiding in a place where people can't see me.
All right. So you fade into the shadows and look like, what? Where did you go? Oh my God, I'm going to die.
Instead of shouting battle stations, I start like not remembering the words. I'm like, fisticuff locations.
You know,
I'll just
with
roll
the
a
things.
stealth check.
Opposition.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth there, Rook.
The smashy
Uh,
smash.
Disagreement statues. What's the word?
Bracken knew he was like,
Are you alright? You having a stroke?
Can
I think
We
he's
need to
having a
fight.
stroke.
all right. What do you want to be doing there, Hilda?
Hilda roll to see if she can understand what Gex is saying?
You get the idea. You can hear
I
him,
can hear. I can hear.
but nobody else seems to care, as the rest of them are all just like,
Okay.
what? What is going on?
I'm
What?
like putting on my armor.
I was going to
and-
say, you weren't sleeping in your armor, so you're probably busy putting on your armor.
Yeah, exactly. So right now I'm
Can
busy
you
putting on
interpret-
my chain.
I should move to Gex and see. Oh my God, people are saying he's having a stroke. I'll get the potion out.
Roll
You
a d6
accidentally
there,
put-
Carl. Roll a d6. And only I know what the number is.
Oh.
Huh? Oh, what's sorry?
Roll a d6 to see which potion you
Yeah.
grab, and only I know which number it is. Okay, he rolled a 5. Internet, I'm only going to share this with you, so. That's what that number was. All right, so. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so you pull this out and offer Gex this pinkish potion.
Man, it's gonna help you, man.
He
I
presses
don't know.
it
I
into
can't
your
understand
hand.
what you're saying.
I don't need no drugs. I don't need no potions. I'm having a senior moment. Just give me 2 seconds.
That's right, I forgot. You're like 65 years old. As a Goliath. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. I always forget that. You're an older, wiser Goliath. Long in the tooth.
62. 62.
I'm sorry.
Not yet at retirement age.
Adventuring is your
Yeah.
second career.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, all of a sudden, you just hear... And you look to your right, Tillman, and wedged in the wood beside you at the railing that you just mended and polished, there's this really rough kind of looking arrow. It's kind of crooked and twisted with like feathers of an old nasty old seagull on the end. You're shocked it flew anywhere near straight. And then you start to see dozens more of them just tearing through the cloth. And I'm gonna just roll a bunch of d20s and just see who gets hit. All right, in order, round the clock that I am seeing. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 4 of you, and I'll roll 5.
Oh no.
Oh, that is not what I wanted. That's 5d 100. That's not. No. Okay. Speaking of senior moments, here we go. Let's try that again. Okay, that's better. All right. So, Dave, does a 19 hit your AC?
Yes.
All right. So you get hit. The other ones are a 3, an 11, a 6. So Rook, Gex, and Hilda, you are missed. And so there were 2 hits involved. And I will just roll 2d6. Just 1 second. Ooh, 6 on both of them. Okay. So Tillman, right in that spot, right where your neck retreats into your shell, there's an arrow just gouges you and then sticks into the shell behind. You're like, stop. So 6 points of piercing damage. And do a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Dude, man, that is not cool.
First, you ruined my sail.
All right. How'd you do?
15.
15. Okay, you're fine. You feel like that's gotta be filthy dirty. But thankfully, you're fairly hardy, and you shake off any future problems with infection or poison. So you kind of pull the arrow out, drop it. Then you look to your right, and you see Lek just standing there, little halfling guy, and he's looking down, and there's this arrow protruding from the center of his chest, and he's just like, what do I do? And he falls to his knees. He's still alive, but he looks really rough as the blood just starts to blossom around it. It was a pretty hard hit.
I'll give him a potion.
Okay, roll a d6.
You put more fiber into that wound.
You'll
Okay.
have to tell me which ones it is at one point. 'Cause I gotta knock them off my sheet. So.
Yeah, no worries, man. I will let you know.
All right.
All right. Oh, so you bend down and you pull the arrow out, and the wound just blossoms with blood. Just, and you're kind of kneeling down next to him, and you're just super chill as you kneel down, and you pour the potion on the wound. You pour some in his mouth, and there's a few seconds as he's like, then you wipe some of the blood away, and you see the wound just knitting itself back together again. You just saved his life.
With
And mark
every
off one
time
of the healing potions.
All
you
right.
realize, every time you correctly choose a healing potion, the chances you're next going to choose the fiber potion increases exponentially.
Understood. If somebody would have told him what it was, this wouldn't happen.
This is just more fun.
I just find it hilarious that the cleric is using healing potions.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know why. But he, he's a curious guy. All right, so coming up next, let's roll some initiative.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
are we
Hold on,
going
hold on.
into combat? Ooh.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a second. Before. Because there's something I can do.
Okay, sure. This
Vigilant.
is still kind of not quite kicked off, but just to keep track of what's happening.
Who is close to me?
Lek and Hilda's fairly close. Rook is, you don't see Rook right now.
All right. I
And
will.
Gex is up by
I
the
will-
captain.
I will give Hilda a vigilant blessing, so you get advantage on your initiative roll.
So the Tortle reaches out and grabs you. And like he's kind of kneeling, but he's pretty tall, so he like just face palms you for a second.
I
As
should have
is our
given it
way.
to myself.
Ooh,
Oh well.
Ooh.
initiative
Oh.
1.
That's always good.
Count, Tihmily, make it count.
It counts. It counts.
All right. Good.
No, Polly, don't eat my dice. Thank you.
Although Polly for dice, get it? Polly Never mind. I'm a nerd. You know what I need? I need something that hides what a nerd I am, because that was a math joke. If there was only
Yeah.
a way to hide what kind of nerd I was.
I might have the perfect solution for that, actually, Todd.
Do you now?
It's this week's sponsor.
Do tell me more.
Well, there's VPNs and there's VPNs. And if you're an exceptional nerd, but you're kind of self-conscious about the fact that you're an exceptionally exceptional nerd, you may want to invest in NerdVPN. Don't confuse us with NordVPN. We're not trying to hide where you are. We're trying to hide what you are. So, instead of everyone discovering that most of your internet surfing is at places like the Geek Emporium, playing
Slash
MMORPGs, buying D&D books, instead have them believe you spend your time reading sports news to learn about sports, shopping on
Sports and
Amazon, and
stuff.
watching the average porn video, just like any normal person. I offer you a subscription to NerdVPN.
I want this to be a thing now. All right, and we're back. All right, thank you. So Hilda got
My
21,
wife
Gordon got
stands behind
17,
me.
and Tillman came in at 12. Sorry, 1. And what did Gex come in? He's got a little message after our. What was your role there, Steve?
18.
18. All right, you're gonna make me rewrite this. Okay,
Nice.
it's okay. All right, and without further ado, let me just throw these. Ooh, a mighty 7. Okay. All right, so top of the order, Hilda, you just finished tightening the strap on your armor, and an arrow has just gone off your pauldron there, but no damage to you. What do you want to do?
You said this is near like the front of the ship was where we struck it.
It was, but the ship has kept moving, so it's kind of like alongside now. If you want to, the one that's
Okay.
sinking is there, and then there's a kind of an outstretched platform that's connected to it that's twisting, and you can see a handful of goblins, goblins and goblin types, running along in your dark vision. You can see it pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. And they're running towards our ship.
They appear to be running towards down the gangplank anyway.
Okay, so they could be rescuing whatever
They-
goblin has been unfairly capsized.
That's fair. They could
So-
be doing that.
They could be doing that. So I'm going to make my way to the railing, like
Okay.
hop on top of the railing to take a gander, fuller
Oh.
gander below.
Awesome. All right, so
Uh,
you go ahead and do a perception check for me and an acrobatics check.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. So perception is a 3, and my acrobatics check is a 4.
Okay, so
Ooh.
you go running up to the
It's safe.
side, and you look
Yep.
down over, and it just looks like chaos, and you can see a number in immediate vicinity, probably about 6 different goblins. 4 of them up on this platform, and at least 2 of them in the water, right near the ship and the wreckage. And that's kind of what you managed to glean, but you got it at a cost. So you hop up there, and right where you're standing is part of the rigging going up off to your left. So you go up to grab that, and you just miss. And there's this moment where your heels are on the railing, and you start doing the pinwheel arm thing, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh. What do you want to do?
What direction do I?
You-
Can any of us is that?
You're falling. Which way you
Falling.
want to fall is, well, tell me what. Tell you what. Can I get you to roll a d20 versus me? And we'll see which way
Okay.
you go. Gotta leave it up to the dice.
Ooh, that's a 4.
Okay, well,
Dice
Um,
are not thinking right now.
there's a few seconds, and then I don't know if you make a sound or what, but you just pitch. You overcompensate and go end over end, falling over the railing, and you hit. And you hit water, which softens it, so that's good. You don't actually end up taking any damage. But you hit, and it's in the half-submerged house that is kind of floating on its side and busy sinking. It's about, you kind of come up sputtering, and your feet hit the boards that was part of it for a little while, pretty much at full extension. So you're in pretty much up to your chin. And you're just sopping wet. You went under for a second, pushed off, and came back up. But your feet are just tiptoeing, just barely able to hit this wooden thing. And your armor is busy pulling you down, as your heavy metal armor is.
And my heavy metal weapons.
Yes. All right, so you are in the drink, but currently.
Glad you bought that cloak.
That's
Oh,
true.
that is true. That
All
is
right.
true.
Can I get you to do an athletics check for swimming, but at disadvantage?
Come on, date. Oh. No. Athletics. Oh, I got a 20 on my first roll, but then I got a 2. So that's a 6.
So you come
In
up,
total.
get one good breath of air, and then that beam that you pushed off, you pushed it down because the thing is sinking. So now you can't touch it anymore, and you're like, bloop, and your face is just below the water, and you're having trouble staying up. In a few seconds, that's gonna be a problem.
Do swimming school. My parents always said that was an important skill to have.
Along with medicine.
With medicine.
You're
Well,
gonna be a
look how
smith,
well those
but you're gonna have to learn how to tread water.
Anyway, so
Alright.
that was Hilda's amazing turn. Coming up next is Gex. You see all this go down, by the way.
Hilda was on the
You go
railing.
overboard. Yeah. What can I do?
I mean, you look up. They're busy trying to control the rigging at the captain's orders, trying to put speed on and turn. And you've issued battle orders, but they're continuing the previous order, which was steer us away from this, and so they're busy trying to adjust sails.
I'll try shouting again, battle stations, because it doesn't seem like anyone caught that.
Sure.
What am I rolling again to do this?
Persuasion, please.
Yeah.
Battle stations, please.
Way.
Okay, this time is slightly better. What's my bonus? Just one. So 20.
Nice. All right, this time you clear your throat. You hollow.
Battle stations.
And all of a
I'll
sudden,
speak into the cone. Battle stations.
and the crew responds. They're like, "Oh, okay," and they start adjusting things and turning things and getting, weapons out and getting themselves ready. All right, that's your. I'm gonna give that as a bonus. What else do you want to do?
Well, I'm also going to summon my familiar because cast find familiar because
Okay.
he could come in handy here.
Absolutely. So you kind of look and you blink and then you open your eyes and it's just there on the side of the railing next to you, or wherever you want within 30 feet.
Yeah, and it's like, what form do I have him take is the real question. Probably,
You had it as a kind of seabird.
it was a sea eagle before.
You would actually
was
have
it-
to recast it with the components to get it to be a different form. You could have done that though. There could have been time, but it would cost about, I think it's 25.
No. No, I'll leave it as a sea eagle because that's kind of handy.
Okay.
I'll just instruct him to be as distracting to the orcs as possible.
And it flies off the railing and down towards
Okay,
down
yeah.
towards the water.
He can't actually attack, but
No, but it can aid and cause
Yeah.
cause trouble. Go cause trouble.
Well, here's the stupid thing. I think I'm reading this correctly, but he can cast a spell that I can cast with a range of touch, right?
Yeah.
So then, if he and I can do it, but the only spell that it would be inflict wounds, which is an attack spell. So I don't think he can actually cast that. I'm gonna assume.
I need to check. I'm sure on the internet it'll tell us if you're able to cast inflict wounds. It's technically a melee touch, and
Yeah.
then the spell goes off. So
I think that it is. It says make a melee spell attack against a creature, but it's not an. So
I'd need to look that up. So for now, let's just leave.
I'm gonna assume I can't because that would be so cheating.
And also honk honk, nice goose. All right, just in chat.
Yeah.
Alright.
So what else can I do? Anything else, or is that my action?
I'm gonna say the order would have been your action then, and getting your familiar up and running would be your bonus action. So you can move if you want to, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of move close to the rail so I can observe.
And you look over, and for free, you see Hilda glinting in her armor sink beneath the waves. All right,
No.
coming up next, Rook.
The dolphin.
I saw Hilda go over,
Yeah.
and do I see like goblins as well, or are they like
With
below,
your
or are
dark
they
vision?
actually up?
Yeah, they're down below. Down.
I
you're
don't have dark
almost
vision.
2 stories. Oh, you don't. Well, there's enough lights and torches and lanterns that you can make out. You know, probably the hut structure, and probably about to, kind of out to about a good 30 feet out. So you can definitely see some
Okay.
movement in the water. You can see Hilda, and you can see the structure it's busy sinking. It was like a ramshackle house on a barge, and the barge is tipped and is going down. And you can see that platform is starting to sink, and there's a goblin right on the edge he's holding a spear. He's kind of holding it out towards another goblin in the water.
And do I see Hilda sinking?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay, I jump in. I just
Okay.
do like do an acrobatic dive in.
Absolutely. Go ahead and do an acrobatics check for me, just to see how well you do.
Okay.
How many flips?
How many
What's your-
flips?
What's your score?
Those are the belly flop.
By the way, folks, rolling a 1 here could be real bad news, because you shouldn't dive into water that you haven't looked carefully at.
I'm also going to do the knowledge from a past life
In
on
fact,
the
that's what it is.
acrobatics.
Volslow's like,
13.
Don't jump into water that you haven't seen the bottom of, you fool. That is how Voslow's third cousin got paralyzed.
Oh. So, 13.
all right, nice. So you hit the water and manage to go into it. It's a bit of a belly flop, but you're okay. And you kind of do a shallow dive and pop up. You're about maybe 10 feet away from Hilda at this point.
So, I mean, I don't know if I can bonus action dash, but I'm just going to basically I'm attempting
I'm gonna say you still
to...
have a little bit of movement left, but I'm gonna get you to do an athletics check to see whether your movement is halved, being in the water, or whether you can cover that last little bit of distance. It's kind of on the edge. You have about 10 or 15 bits of movement left.
An 8.
It took more out of you than you thought to do that leap, so you managed to get next to her, but you're not going to be able to cover any more distance.
Yeah, okay. Basically just next to her to grab her.
Fair enough. You can go ahead and grab her, which I'm going to count as an aid action if you want to. You can help her out with her next rolls. Whatever it is she chooses to do. Okay.
They seem to be kind of trash right now.
Rook,
Oh,
you
oh.
also see there's a goblin just on the other side of her. You see the kind of greenish snout and his snarling, his paddle is soaking wet, just like a wet dog, just like long, stringy black hair kind of curling down the side of his face. He's like looking over at the paladin. He's like, just looking over towards Hilda, who is currently under the water. Okay.
The goblins into the water or in the water?
Yeah, he's one of the goblins that was on board this little kind of floating barge, and he's right next to her. And then there's her, and then you're kind of kitty corner to that.
So it's
I
almost
see.
like me and the goblin are like kind of doing a little cat fight in the water, like. Like
Well, you're
patting each
flailing around, and it's going towards you like, and then
Oh, he's
Rook,
trying to attack.
Well,
Oh,
Rook's
oh.
just getting to there, and you see the goblin reaching out towards her. And Rook, unfortunately, you're out of action economy. Or actually, you haven't spent your turn. What do you want to do?
I mean, I was just moving, right, and maybe bonus action dashing. So if I interpret it as attacking her, I would. Am I next to the goblin, or is it a bit away?
Yeah, you could be next to him, close enough to next to him.
I would intercept him and shank him.
Okay. So you want to do that, or are you going to check him out?
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to shank him. Fine. I will. I will move next to him, but I'm holding my action just in case he attacks
Okay.
me
So
or her.
Get your dagger
Yeah,
ready.
basically. Yeah, and basically give him like a warning look.
You had it in your teeth. You did the whole pirate thing in the
the whole
teeth,
pirate.
and then
Hey, if I
get
lose it, I
ready.
could just get it back, right?
true.
Reaction summon.
So you're just like ready to just execute this gobbo. All right. It is now the goblins' turns. Okay. A couple of them you can still see way back. Tillman especially sees a couple of the crossbows and bows kind of launch out again, and a few more of them hit the deck, and you hear them kind of swearing away over there on the far side. So that's what most of them do. And this one is kind of waving his spear around, trying to pull. This one goes over and just gets pulled out of the water onto this little platform. And this other one comes along with this wooden stick. But there's a glowing little red orb on the end. And he slams it on the edge of this and calls. And these three jump back behind him. And you can see this little arcane little fire circle just start to spin above the stick. And he flips it upside down and then slams it down into the deck. And there's this little of flame right about, I'll do it with this, right about here. This little burst of flame. And after a few seconds, it goes out. Meanwhile, back over here, Hilda, you feel these strong, long, knobbly clawed fingers just reaching in and like grabbing at you and pulling. Not painfully, but really uncomfortable. You can feel it being like and pulling it at your clothes and your armor, and you're just like, what the? And like the little gobbo's getting fresh or something. It's hard to tell. Like he's just grabbing and pulling and tugging. And after a few seconds, you come to the surface, and it's suddenly much, much easier to swim. And you just look around, and you're like, what? And the goblin is busy just pulling your armored plates off of you, like cutting or undoing a strap, and just pulling the armor off of you. And he's like, sorry.
I'm gonna take that as don't dive into water, you idiot, with armor on.
All right, Tillman, it's your turn.
All right. So, right close to them, so I will cast Bless.
Okay. Yeah, so you have to get to the edge, but you can easily see everybody, even Gex up top, so you can bless all three of the others.
So I'll do that.
Nice. Anything else?
Then, yep, I'm gonna jump in the water, cannonball style.
Like only a turtle can. All right.
And I'm gonna dive underneath, so I will not resurface.
Oh.
Let's just for the fun of it do an acrobatics check for me. See how gracefully you can just. Oh no, he's a land turtle. Right to the bottom.
Oh, not
Oh.
too bad.
Could you imagine taking like a Galapagos tortoise and dropping it in the water and be like, "I'm saving you."
I just had that picture that Tihmily put on Discord. I'm like, that's a big ass turtle.
Yeah,
That
big
is
stone
a
turtle.
big one.
All right, so you got a 10. So that's pretty good, actually. You'll make some waves when you hit, but it's like cannonball. And you hit the water. You almost hit Rook, actually. You're just behind Rook when you land in the water.
Do I have any more movement speed left? Or
Let's say another 12. 12 feet. Yeah, I'm going to be that guy. Let's say another 15 feet. Falling was free.
This
There you go.
is increasingly
Nice.
becoming like a giant
So
pool
underneath,
party.
all you see is the shell. All right.
Nice.
Nice. And that's your turn. Top of the order. Hilda.
Right.
You're now sitting at about a
Freshly-
half plate. Maybe less. It's like the chainmail
Dang.
under armor and the gambeson is sopping wet, so it's still hard to swim, but you can now swim a lot easier than you could before.
Okay.
So,
So I guess I'm doing sort of like a upwards paddling motion, and
Sure.
I look at the goblin and like, thank you.
and you don't know what he's saying. You don't speak Goblin.
Yeah, I
Goblin?
don't-
Goblin.
Goblin.
That's what it's called.
And and yeah, is Rook still holding on to me, or it's just
You
Helping
turn your
you
head and
just-
see Rook, and he's just ready to stab. He's ready to shank somebody.
I'm like, oh, well, hold on here. I say to Rook, I think he helped me. I can't tell if this is helping or not helping, but I can swim now. Trying to say that with the water like sort of
Sure.
whooshing at my face.
Absolutely.
And I think I will also try to swim in the direction of the closest solid thing I can see in the water.
So you could go towards your own ship, which is still sailing, so it's moving pretty quickly away. Or
Yeah.
you can head towards the. So this is now about here. Just FYI.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Use your, as you said it to me, I'm like, use your cape and get us out of here.
Okay, so I am assessing the situation, you know, like, okay, unknown goblin territory in front, ship kind of moving really quickly away from us, Rook's still close to me, so I take my waterlogged cape, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is the perfect time to use this.
Let's hope
and
it's not
I-
cursed.
Let's hope, fingers crossed. And I do whatever needs to be done to teleport us back
All right.
onto the.
So
Shit.
you wrap the cape around both yourself and Rook, and the last thing Rook sees and you see is this goblin paddling away. It's got some of the the pauldron of your plate of your armor in its teeth as it's grabbing and swimming. So he's kind of robbed you a little bit, and he's swimming
Yep.
back away from you towards this still floating section of the platform, where the goblin caster had fire bolted some of the connecting pins. So those pins are now gone, and this whole section that was there is now quickly sinking away from the rest. And the last of the goblins who was there is swimming towards the still smoldering edge of this and begins to get pulled up onto the now no longer fully submerged connecting platform. And the goblins are sitting there kind of
Okay.
calling out after the rest of you.
Hilda after seeing that goblin make off with my armor, I'm like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you now. And in a split-second decision, instead of teleporting us back onto the ship,
Okay.
teleport us right behind those goblins.
Nice. I love it. All right. Bamf. You are now in the dark, although you can see pretty well, behind this group of goblins that are on this shifting dock, basically, floating dock. Just, and they don't seem to see you yet. Okay, coming up next, Gex.
Yeah. What the heck do I want to do? I'm gonna try shedding some light on the situation again.
Nice.
Like just cat in a shower. He's like, I know I can do this. I know. Sure I can. What's my bonus on that?
It's your intelligence.
Yeah. Oh, intelligence isn't bad. So 19.
19. Nice. This kind of, what color do you want it to be? As you send up a small flare gun type thing.
Oh, just white.
Nice. So this white light just about the equivalent of torchlight. A little, it's not long for the world, but you see this torch light sized flare go up and over, and for a moment the area is sort of illuminated as you see. I don't know if this is gonna make this real bad. All right, there we go. Can you guys still see on the map? I may have just cocked it all up.
I see darkness.
You darkened the map. Yeah.
Darn it. Okay, technical difficulties. All right, let me see if I can fix that. I don't know why I can't get this to work properly. Is it better now?
I mean, I can
I
see
can,
it.
I can see the map now.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I can see the map.
That's fine. Okay, cool. So long as you can see. So anyway, you make this flare arc over, and you can just make out the turtle shell of Tillman, kind of about 5 feet underneath the surface. You can see the goblins kind of silhouetted in the flashing light. And the platform extends backwards that they're standing on. Probably a good 40, 50 feet. And it's kind of finger docks kind of thing. There's all these branches off. And you can see other smaller platforms. Some of them only about like rowboat size. In fact, some of them are scavenged rowboats. And then other ones are these... You actually see a fairly extensive build, probably about 100 feet away in the dim. Just this momentary glimpse of it, of ramshackle boards and logs and bits of metal and tin roofs. And it's this small ramshackle goblin city that floats on the water. And you can just make all of that out. And you see an ever so slight glint of metal just in behind. You can just make out this little appearance of a swirl of reddish kind of burgundy color for just a half a heartbeat as you see Hilda materialize. And Rook, by default, is going to be pretty much hidden.
Okay.
And that's what you get. Coming up next,
Yeah.
Rook.
I'm just kind of a bit.
It's very dark, but
Yes.
you can make out probably about 10 feet around you, maybe 15.
Okay.
Impressive bodies balancing on this little shifting wooden platform.
I am just going to.
There is a goblin immediately to your left. He's got a crossbow. It is
I
currently
noticed that.
lowered, and he's facing away from you. And you and Hilda appear just behind him.
Just behind him. Is there anywhere to hide?
If you go back another 50 feet behind you, it looks like there's the goblin floating city, and then there's the dark water itself. Other than that, not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not hiding then. So yeah, I'm gonna like shove the goblin that's not seeing me into the water. Just be
Nice. Go ahead. Do an athletics athletics contest.
like, oh,
Ooh.
oh,
Oh! For those listening at home, I rolled a 19 for the gob. That is one cut gobbo. He's just like he is just stacked. He's got legs the size of.
He eats protein shakes for breakfast, lunch, and
Oh, yeah.
dinner.
I eat protein shakes for breakfast. You eat protein shakes for breakfast? Yeah, this gobbo is super solid, but Rook also rolled, fullback for sure. He also rolled a 19, so it's a tie. So it's just like, and so like you expected this easy push, and he just grounds himself, and just you see his head turn towards you, like.
That's almost
And the other goblins turn around and see you all, and they're all like,
Hey, surprise!
right. Okay.
all right.
Surprise.
Coming up next, it's their turn. The ones with the crossbows, not surprisingly, turn and aim them at you, and the fullback one, who was holding a crossbow, he lowers the crossbow, cracks his knuckles, and gets ready. But like he wants you to grab his arms so that they can do a shoving match. And the other goblins behind him all kind of, and you hear the other ones behind you. You can feel the footsteps on the deck as it's starting to shake, as more and more goblins come piling down, and then some of them come up, and very quickly the fullback's like, "Do baba,
And I wish
do
I could.
baba."
If only Lek was here.
And a bunch of them start laughing and like skittering sounds, and now you do hear some crossbow and some blades being drawn as well.
Okay. Does my Paladin aspect allow me to do any... Well, I don't have armor anymore. Not really.
Well, you're basically in chainmail. Your armor plates, the kind of larger plates, got pulled off in a hurry, so it's like a half-done job. You could salvage some of it, but you would not be considered breastplate at the moment.
Okay.
Just
I'm gonna-
whispering to Hilda, like, "What are you doing? We should be getting out of here."
He has my armor! Hilda says.
Okay, and at that moment, let's cut over to Tillman. What are you doing, Tillman?
Tillman swims up to the edge of that barge
Sure.
here. Yep. And then Rambo style will start to emerge from the water with his halberd and just smash.
All right. So you're just ready, and you can see the goblin that's right next to you is like busy passing up pieces of metal, shiny silver metal, up to the other goblin that's right behind him. But that goblin just turned around, and you see the wizard goblin turn and look, and he actually sees you in the water. Actually, do a stealth check for me.
Yeah, because that's what I excel at. It's,
You're a stealthy turtle. Oh no! Oh no!
Not stealthy at all.
the bubbles start popping up.
Bubbles.
So, for those listening along, that was a roll of a 1, -1, for a full 0.
Wow.
So you come up,
Oh no.
and all of a sudden all these bubbles come. You haven't been in the water in a while, and all these bubbles, like a bathing suit that got half filled with air, like a men's shorts. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. when it fills up with air, and then all of a sudden the bubbles start coming up, and you're like, no, that's not me. That was the. So you just. And
Stealthiest.
and the
Super stealth.
the wizard turns and looks at you. What your initiative was a 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say wisdom saving throw, sir. And you're not blessed.
Ooh.
Oof.
That's a 19. As
Oof.
the wizard goblin, the shaman goblin, turns to you and goes, and you can just feel this thing, this energy kind of pulse out from him and his words, and they hit your shell and then don't sink in. It's just like, you're okay. No effect.
Wow.
All right. So,
So-
if you want to do an attack on the goblin that's half in the water, you can reach that one pretty easy. He's busy passing up and trying to pull himself out of the water.
Well, I have a reach of 2 squares or 10 feet, so I will
Right.
just
Actually, you
Go
could get
straight. and maybe I'll hit the other one with the shaft. But yep,
Sure
I
thing.
just pull up and then
All right. You're going after the Gabo shaman. All right. Make your roll.
all right. Let's see. Well,
Oh. I'm sorry, but that misses. He's a nimble old dude. He's just like sidesteps, and the halberd just into the dock, and
what
just,
about the other guy? Does he get hit with the shaft?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll separately for him. Actually, I want to see.
That'd be like your bonus action.
Roll for shaft damage. Don't
Roll
know.
for shaft. Oh yeah. 14. Unfortunately, he does not. His AC is 15. I'm sorry. He didn't really see it coming though.
Oh.
So you know what? I'm gonna give him -2. So that does hit. Can you roll? Do you use this thing single-handed or two-handed?
2-hand.
Nice. Go ahead and roll a D8 for me. I'm treating it like a quarterstaff. Woo! Add your strength.
That would be +5.
Hey,
Damn.
hey, you know.
That is one
Damn.
major shaft attack.
That's some shaft you got, man. Holy crap.
That's right, man.
That is max damage shaft is what that is. Wham.
You know
I'm
that
not
should
even
be
being
good.
dirty. Like, this is legit. All right, so that's 13 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, you just clock him right on the top of the head, and the axe wedges in, and he's just like sinks beneath the waves.
Oh wow.
He is kind of knee height on you right now. If you'd wanted to, you still have a bonus action. You could grab him if you want to, or just let him go.
Let it go.
Nice.
Let it go.
Blub blub blub. Down he goes. All right. Okay, top of the order. The goblins are all kind of standing surprised, and there's tons of them piling in behind you. Now there's probably more than what actually is in front of you, beginning to stack
no.
up behind you. On this big, long finger dock type thing. So,
Yeah,
and they all begin to start, like, they're kind of cheering, and the one that's right in front of you, the one that was like the fullback is like, and he's kind of looking at Rook and hits his chest again and kind of fronts around, so arms up, kind of egging on the others. What do you want to do, Hilda and Rook? Let's do this together, even though Gex, you do go between them.
That's okay.
I'm feeling like challenging this fullback. goblin
Nice. All
In the
right.
same way.
Do you
but just
shove
like,
Rook to the side?
yeah.
just like okay. We got this. I gotta get my armor back. I gotta get it back. I can see the pile behind them. So I'm just like, I'm thumping my chest too.
Nice.
And my short stature of what, 4 feet.
And you're looking eye to eye with this goblin, and he's a big dude for a goblin.
Okay.
Easily as wide as he is tall, and he's just looking at you, and he's like, waiting for you to make the first move. You're gonna grapple him?
Right. I'm going to. Yeah, let's say I do grapple him. I want to do this honorably.
All right. Nice.
All right.
So you crack your knuckles and go ahead and roll athletics for me.
Boy. Roll. Okay. Whew. Okay, that would be a 19.
19. Damn. All right. Let's see. Hold on.
Let's go.
Oh, that's a 5.
Oh.
So, in this quick, you just grab his hands, and it's that whole like kind of thing, and you just bend his arms backwards and up, and he's just like, and you just lift, and he is now up on his tiptoes, and you just march him straight back, like taking a bully to visit his mom, and you're just like, boom, push through for free, push through the crowd. This goblin falls in. This one almost falls in, and you just push him right back to the wizard, and you're looking around for the goblin that stole your plate, and you're like, where is he? You don't see him anymore. And the fullback's like, oh go, and you can hear. Do you want to do some damage to him with this, or are you just trying to hold him?
I'm gonna yell, "Where's my armor?" In common. I'm not sure if they understand, but it's gonna be a language.
Nice. And you're all just like, and the wizard goblin turns and kind of stomps his stick down with like 3 quick raps, like, and all the goblins who've been hissing and shouting all go shh and look at him, and he looks up at you and he goes, "Your armor is our price, but you win back. It is down there." And he points and looks over the side, and you see the sinking body down below, and a little glint of plate, like probably 20 feet below the surface now.
Oh,
10,
wow,
10
okay.
20 feet below. And the big dude, if you let him go, he's gonna be like, oh, ooh, ooh.
I'll let him go. I'll let him go.
So hold on. The armor
And he
is
slaps you on
sinking
the
with
shoulder.
the other goblin.
Yeah.
The one that
sinking
Dave
with the other
hit?
goblin.
Yeah, the one that Dave knocked out.
Alright. Anyways, I'll
Well,
go get it. It's my time.
Okay.
So I'm staring and kind of like, oh, okay, well.
Okay.
And back
Do
on
you
the
want your armor back?
I do.
I'll go get it.
No,
I'll go get it.
So anyway, it's my turn. Anyways, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
dive in
Nice.
after it and
Nice.
save
All right,
the goblin.
very sleek into the water. Go ahead and do an athletics check for me.
I have to use knowledge of a past life. Oh, definitely using knowledge of a past life.
And you got bless, right?
9.
Oh,
No, bless wouldn't work for
technically
that.
it's an ability check in this case. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9. Not
9?
terrible, not great.
You're not drowning or anything, but you're not covering the distance very quickly. And pretty
No,
soon.
I mean, I'll dash to go down, and
Yeah.
I'm not drowning because I can't.
Yeah. Oh well, there's that. So you don't have to breathe. So that's good. So you just keep. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
I'm just
spoiler
gonna keep
alert.
going. Like,
Yep.
I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna quickly, as quick as I can, try
It's
to
one of those
grab
moments
him.
where you dive in and everyone's like, "Is he coming back?"
Hilda's
He's been
like,
down a while. Even some of the goblins are like,
Yeah, I can dash, so like that'll cover a little bit, and then
Yeah.
just.
in
Like-
Goblin, I'll give you this much. One of the goblins turns around. Is they're all kind of huddled around Hilda, but they're giving a respectful, like, good 5 to 8 foot distance around you. And the big one's right near you, and he says in halting comment, he looks over the side, he's like, "Did the little one just kill himself?" Meaning Rook.
I believe he's coming
And at
back.
that point, Tillman goes down after it to help too. And between the two of you, boom. You just grabbing the armor? You grabbing the goblin who's sinking? What are you doing?
I'm grabbing both the goblin and the armor.
Okay. And Tillman, are you helping?
Yes, I am.
All right. So do one more athletics check. Actually, I'll just give it to you for free. You come back up, both of you just pulling up this goblin back to the surface. And the big guy, the fullback, turns to you and says, "Good one." And the wizard one
respect.
turns and shouts in Goblin this long string of speech that none of you understand. And
Oh no.
and the one that you pulled back out of the water kind of flops up onto the platform and gets helped up, and you're all, two of you swimming, and a whole collection. You can now see these little firelights and lantern lights kind of popping on all around this sprawl city in the water. It's not super huge, but it's pretty big. It's like much bigger than a ship per se. Meanwhile, you look back and your ship has moved even further away, and Gex, you're up on the deck, and standing next to you, Lek is busy like, can you see? And he's like tugs on your coat sleeves there, Gex.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak a bit of Goblin, sir.
Any important information you want to relay to me really, really quickly before I do what I'm about to do?
I think they're saying, little big girl, bests Bullo? I don't know. Little big girl beats Bullo. Little big girl beats Bullo. Has seat at table? I'm sorry. I'm really rusty.
Didn't have to sit on that one. Gonna make my way over to the cannon, the portside cannon.
Okay.
While I cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Okay.
Better roll a... how well do I do that? It's my intelligence, right?
Detect magic just works. It depends on what you're trying to do with it.
Well, yeah. Can I detect who is magical?
Oh,
That's my
okay.
real question.
You detect recent spells. I mean, you've already gathered that you can see the one wizard there is definitely the shaman is definitely magical.
Yeah.
But other than that, there is a slight magical glow from your pocket and other things that you're carrying, and that's about it for now. You can see faint flickers of just on the edge of vision of where Rook and your friends are. Some of their magical items might be flickering slightly in like a greenish blue magical tint to them in the distance here, but it's on the edge of what you can see. So you can kind of make out where your friends are, though.
I have discerned what I had hoped to. So I will instruct the dudes manning the cannon to aim it directly at the red-coated guy.
Oh, which one's the
Right?
red
Was
coated?
he wearing a red coat? The orc. The goblin. It was all magical. Wasn't he wearing
The
something
magical
red?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point it at that guy and get ready to fire.
Okay. And the old dude Bracken's like,
Oh, I just give the word.
and he's got the like cinder, like the little torch is ready to light the fuse.
So can I see my strange acquaintances there?
Yep. You can make them out mostly from the help of the magic. Actually, you can just make out the flicker of their magical items.
So in my in all my 62 years of wisdom, if I blast him, will I hit them?
Yes.
Yes. Because we're right next to him.
The next question is in your 62 years of wisdom. Do you care?
Maximum chaos.
So I'm gonna command. Oh, how am I gonna do this?
You can hold
Boy.
action if you want to. The ship is still moving away as well.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna ask. What's his name? What's your name, old man? Bracken. Bracken. Can you assure me in the current conditions that you can put that cannonball beyond our friends, just behind that red-coated dude?
Let me just hold 1 sec.
So just behind him, where we are.
I'm feeling slightly like Edward Longshanks at the moment. I warn you.
Right. Better odds than not. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to instruct my familiar to kind of like fly down towards Hilda and Rook and screech at them. At the same time, I tell this guy to fire.
No.
No, there's Dave here too.
So
Dave's in the water, man.
Water. He's fine.
the eagle starts to fly, and you've now readied the action to fire, and it's not quite there yet. Okay, meanwhile, back at the... it's now Rook's turn. You've now helped them out, and Tillman will basically say you guys... Well, actually, I will split the difference. So, Rook, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna give Hilda her armor back,
Yep. Okay, so you got your breastplate back.
and I guess no one's fighting, so I am. How far away is the ship?
You look, it is approximately 50 feet now.
It's 50 feet, so they could hear me.
40, 50 feet. Yeah, if you yell out, they'll hear you.
I'm just gonna yell out, like, basically to everyone, like, all right, everyone calm down. There's no one's really fighting. We've managed to just calm the goblins down. Like, I'm yelling to the ship, I'm yelling to the goblins, like, like, basically, while the goblins may not be able to understand, like, all of them understand me in common.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically trying to persuade everyone to, like, lower the tension. Like
Okay.
it was an accident.
I'm gonna need you to do a persuasion check for me.
Okie dokie.
Can I help persuade?
What do you want to say to help?
I am the little.
You hear him.
I am little big girl. Well, I can't.
Little
I
big girl has 21.
Ooh, wow. Then okay.
All right,
never
boom.
mind. Little big girl sets this out.
Little big girl like points to the other guy you just beat and is like,
Then points at Rook and is like, "Now listen."
Yeah,
And
so
they
that
do.
persuasion's for the goblins, the people on the ship. Like, relax.
all right, little big girl, can you roll an intimidation check for me?
Oh.
You can
boy.
base it off of strength though, because you bested him. So it's your strength bonus plus if you are proficient or not.
Okay, that is a 12 plus 4, 16.
Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So 21 and 16. So the crew all on board the ship can hear that. Lek calls down through the hatch towards Gex. He's like, Rook? I think his name is Rook. He's saying something. And Gex, what do you want to do?
I'll
Bracken's
see
like,
if I can, like... Are you trying to...
Bracken is just like a second away.
hold. I'll sign to him. What's going on?
I don't
Like
think
if
you
he,
can
if he's, I don't know if I can see
you can't see him in the
signing
dark. Sorry.
in the dark, and neither can you. Neither of us have dark vision.
Yeah.
But you heard me. Like, everything's cool. So everyone calm down.
Just hold off on that use for a moment.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
I'll just
Frank.
yell back to. I'll just yell out to the ship too, like just try to match course and speed with the flotilla.
Okay, the captain hears you, and then he's like, "I'll lower the sails." It's not moving. It's floating. It doesn't move.
Yeah.
So they slow the ship, and it takes a while before it starts to slow down. But eventually, they come to a spot, probably a good 100 feet away, and they stop and keep a very close guard on things. Meanwhile, on the floating flotilla, after a little while, in halting common, the goblins are like, the wizard type goblin comes walking up. He seems to speak the best common, and he kind of motions towards all of you and says, "You hit our city. Payment. Replace.
Okay.
Make
So,
it right."
oh, okay. I have an idea. I'm gonna call out to the people on the ship, like Gex and those, like, you know, they want to be, they want reparations for the damage, and I know what to do. Let's give them the raft that we came upon, and then everything will be square. And I point the goblin to the raft that's, I think, attached to the ship now.
Tied on the side, yeah.
Tied on the side, like, okay, we'll make it right. You get that. It's good, and then we're good.
Good. Strong. Like a little big girl.
Reparations. Yeah. And he kind of thumps you on the side. It's the hip. It would normally be the shoulder smack, but it's actually the hip because he's a bit shorter than you. You come up out of the water at this point, I'm guessing. And Tillman too, if you want. And the goblins kind of gather around, and they seem curious more than, and curious and a little bit rude, but otherwise they seem, yeah. Darcy's in chat, and he was just like, "What? My raft?" Oh, that's so funny.
Darcy must also be loving this. Yet another session, no blood spilling yet.
Yeah,
Someone got dumped.
I mean,
Rescued.
Tillman wrecked that goblin with his shaft.
Sure.
He just
He bumped him on the head.
Can I make a roll of some sort just to see if I can identify the fiber potion?
Which one?
The fiber.
Can
The
I
fiber
make a
one
roll?
potion.
Okay.
Whatever you decide.
I'm gonna get you to do either a medicine check or an arcana check. As you're kind of standing, the water's kind of pouring out of your shell as you're standing there. The goblins start hooting and hollering, and they're busy affixing the raft to the rest, kind of in the place where this old house used to be. And it's a pretty big improvement, actually. Sad to say, the raft is actually a vast improvement on what was there. So they actually seem kind of happy by this trade. So you guys are actually, seriously, yeah, don't fight. Don't ever fight. Just talk your way through everything.
So I'm gonna say we good now, but next time we did not hit you on purpose. There's no lights.
You need lights. Gesture. Lights.
And they say something kind of quickly in Goblin, but there's a couple of words that kind of stand out. I want you to do an intelligence check, Rook, and you can add your, your fancy D6 bonus.
Okay. That's probably not going to help. But 9,
9.
just average. Yeah.
He just muttered a string of kind of words in Goblin and just kind of nods.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
To
you are
sweeten-
welcome. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Carl.
And to sweeten the deal, obviously I don't know which potion it is. I'm gonna give them one potion at random.
Nice. You give it to the guy with the giant goose egg on his head, who had actually been trying to save Hilda while robbing her. So go ahead and roll another d6. However, keep in mind, you've already given away 2. So I know which ones it's not. So I might get you to roll a few times.
Oh, he just rolled a 1.
A 1?
I think that's
All right.
Yep.
Okay. And remember, internet, for those just tuning in on the viewing, this is the bonus of watching us live. That was the actual. Okay, you give it over, and the guy holds this and sniffs it, uncorks it, sniffs it. He's still kind of rubbing his head and is kind of looks at you.
Hey man, I just want to make amends. All right, I'm sorry. Just take this. I think it's a healing potion.
He chugs the rest of it back. Doesn't seem to have any effect.
It's like
I mean,
potion
he
roulette.
heals. He heals. And you can
Okay.
see the swelling immediately starts to subside, and he no longer seems dizzy or anything. So you've successfully made the goblin pretty happy. And he kind of thumps you on the shell and points. It's like, Goliath. And he wants to
Was
take
it
you
a potion
further
healing?
into the city. Do you want to go with him?
Wow. Yep. Sure.
All right. So a couple things begin to happen in fairly quick succession. Number 1, through your bartering, you are now welcome to dock at and trade with the floating flotilla of of one of this goblin sprawls. If any of them gives you word travels fairly quick. Little big girl seems to be like a password. That they anytime you mention whenever you're introduced, they always make sure to point her out, and they laugh. And every time it happens, Bolo, the fullback goblin, looks a little more deflated, but in a kind of like begrudging kind of way. Not too bitter about it. They're actually probably more impressed that you did it than that Rook did it. And now they don't have a lot of love for dwarves normally, but you know you are all given a pass to visit. And internet, I'm gonna need the name of the goblin sprawl. So if you want to throw a name at us in chat, feel free. For the live audience, we need a goblin sprawl city name. It's a floating flotilla of a sprawl. Okay. And with that, I think we're going to take a little break, and you get a little pause at the Goblin Sprawl. This was 38, by the way.
Wow.
All right.
Shore leave for everyone.
Exactly.
So did I actually give him a potion of healing? That was
Yes,
it?
you did. And he
All right.
thanked you for it. And actually, he takes you to his house and like shows you
Aw.
his family, and his wife and his like 5 little goblin kids are super happy. And you can't make out exactly what he's saying, but you get the idea. He's introducing you around, and he keeps pointing at the halberd and being like,
You know, knocking on the head is just how goblins say hi.
exactly. All right, well, we'll be back to knock some more heads when we come back. And we're just going to take a quick little, maybe, what do you want, 5 or 10? 5?
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to take a quick little 5-minute break, and we'll be right back. Thanks, everybody. All right, I think we're going to come on back. Hey, everybody, welcome back, welcome back. We had some great names suggested for the names of the city. Was Chompton, also known as Wicker Whale.
Oh.
I like both of those.
Wicker whale.
All right, and back.
Wicker Whale. That's very descriptive to what it looks like too. Like a bunch of Yeah. I think in Goblin it's probably one, and then in Common it's the other. Jumpton. There's this
Chumpton.
ongoing debate whether it's Wicker Whale or Chumpton. And the more educated goblins, they want the Wicker Whale, and the rough and tumble gobbos, they want Chumpton. All right, so you have successfully found your way to this strange little shore leave experience, and are able to trade, and imagine going to like an ocean Ewok village. That's kind of what I'm picturing here.
Ocean Ewok.
With like not as cute teddy bear people. All right. So you can manage to point and grunt your way through, and anybody who's near, who needs to do some helping, Lek is willing to help do some translating. Hey, this one says that he sells all kinds of goods. That one over there is busy swearing at Hilda, but I think that he intends that in a friendly manner. If you know what I mean, if you know. And that one over there, and so on. He just tries his best to translate as he can. If you're all gonna go on there for a bit, or you can kind of just make your goodbyes and head on. It's up to you.
I think Gax is gonna stay on the ship.
I mean, I'll stay for a little bit with Hilda and Tillman, but I don't want to be like spending a long time here. Just, be polite, see if there's anything interest.
Yeah.
There is. I mean, you've never seen any place like it. It's very Waterworld meets Ewok Village. It's it's a strange little collection of beings. Not all of whom are goblins. There's a couple of humans in here. There's some bugbears, a couple of hobgoblins kind of strewn in amongst young and old. Lots of families. It seems like this is kind of a really ramshackle refugee center as well, where it's like lots of different types of beings from all over the place who found their way here. They tend to yes, dreamy. It's like and runs off into the village. You may have lost him here. He might make his way back into his bag. But yeah, it's this strange collection.
So Tillman's gonna give a handful of mushrooms to his new host family.
Oh, they love it, and they start frying them up.
Oh yeah, cooking might be a good idea.
And one of the one who in his name is Plo. Is his name, the one that you clocked on the head and then healed. So Plo is he pops one and chews it for a little while, and then his eyes do the whole like Requiem for a Dream thing for a second, and next thing you know, it's Goblin Requiem for a Dream. It is just bad. One of them's got one arm, other ones are doing all kinds of stuff for mushrooms. Anyway, that's a flash forward to Plo's future. In the meantime,
I'm going to see if there's anything of interest, like if there's either information to trade or interesting items to trade or gamble.
So you can ask around and do an intelligence check, because your translator's still on the ship, unless Gex wants to send Lek down. Lek's like, do you want me to go down there or stay with you?
You sort of like docked with them, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I will. I'll take him and go over there.
Okay.
I don't want to check this place out too.
Yeah. All right. So you guys spend a little while exploring, and yeah.
I'll also tell the guy to put the fuse down and not launch the cannonball.
He finally puts the fuse down.
Could you imagine? The ball goes off.
Time to go. Hold on.
I can just see him getting tired.
Steve, do me a favor. Roll a d20. Add your persuasion modifier.
I think it's just.
I mean, you're
one,
still
yeah, so
fairly
13.
How much?
13.
13.
Oh no.
All right. Bracken got a 7. So it fell in your favor. And he decides to follow your orders instead of like, on my last ship we had more fun.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So you guys spend basically as long as you want at this goblin village, but kind of grunting and pointing is the limit of things. So you can get some basic trade if you want to. Generally, it's just a bizarre place. Like they've got like a circus tent at one point, like a legitimate circus tent in the middle on the kind of a bunch of cobbled together rafts, which is kind of their meeting zone. And the wizard one seems to have a lot of clout here. And the wizard's name is Kelpo.
Okay. Kill.
Yeah,
put my
I'll help mend anything that they.
Oh,
might have
you are
broken.
very popular all of a sudden, sir. Like, you can come back anytime. I lost my pencil, so just I'm making all these names up, and I will forget them. So that's just gonna happen.
As he mends one thing, he just fist pumps. Okay, next.
And you have an
They just
enthusiastic
start
and
taking like
incredibly high
broken
flow
things.
next to you.
Broken
And
things
a couple
are just like going.
Oh yeah, Tillman is crowded. Like Flo and Kepo. They like Flo is kind of running middleman for you there, Tillman, and high as. So, and he's laughing, and whenever you mend something at one point, he takes this kind of ore that you mended, and he's like, and he breaks it over his knee, and then passes it back to you to mend again. Yeah,
Oh, boy.
lovely. All right, so you guys spend
Not
a decent amount of time.
cool,
Now there is one moment though that kind of stands out, and you're all kind of together in this meeting tent with them, and there's goblin wine and like a couple barrels of ale that probably fell off the back of a ship, and it's generally a good time is having. They've got these large metal kind of roof structures that they've kind of done up as kind of ground platforms for fire pits. So this is one of the few places where they have that. But you'll notice inside this tent, and you see the smoke going up, but they're very, very careful. Can I get you to do a perception check for me? Anybody who wants to. Let's go with 2 of you. You can decide.
Sure, I'll do it.
I'll do the other.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. All right. Well, anybody who wants to is fine. Tell me what you got.
Whoever
21.
perceives nothing.
21.
21.
Okay.
Wow.
Tillman and Rook definitely eyeballing the place, really just taking it all in. And Gex not too far behind with the 18. Hilda, how'd you do?
One. Not one.
Nat 1.
Just
The-
close your eyes and take a nap.
The fullback
I'm
is
like,
just
I'm
like
done.
puts you in a half headlock and like just keeps feeding you horns of some kind of thick syrupy grog that I don't know if you want to drink it or not, or he's pretty insistent, but he keeps
Okay,
gonna
I think this is a constitution.
this will be a
test.
constitution saving throw. Yeah, you're still, let's say you're
Okay.
still blessed. This is like the final few minutes of
Okay.
bless, or
Okay.
so it's 10 minutes or 1 minute, I forget. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You have a bless for a moment.
Mhm. All right. That is a 21.
Oh, nice. No tummy rumbles for you. You're just like, it's really, really briny. Like, really briny. It's like
Okay.
pretty much mixed with salt water, but there's this earthy undertone to it, like almost nutty. Like they took a really nice ale and mixed it with briny water, but then fermented it further. And it's got some kick to it. It's got some serious kick to
Okay.
it.
All right.
Occasionally you
Like,
pull
maybe
something
I'll
out of your
follow
teeth. You're like, ugh. but other than that, yeah, no ill effect. Nice. All right. Oh, and as a dwarf, you would probably have advantage on that saving throw, just but you already passed, so you're fine.
Yeah. But as a paladin, I also have divine health.
Yeah. Everybody else, let me know if you decide to drink the brine grog. No, Rook.
No.
Yeah.
Even though I have probably have advantage on my saving throw, I'm not going to risk it.
What about
It's
you,
Tracy
Tillman?
guy.
Sorry, like that for a second. What?
Their local beverage. Are you gonna drink it, or just gonna?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's nutty, salty.
He said to see the world. All right, go ahead and roll
See
a
the world.
Constitution saving throw there, Tillman. 19. Again, no ill effect. It's got some kick to it, and it's definitely salty as anything. All right. You're just like parched. The more you drink, the more thirsty you get to drink more, which I think is kind of the point. And they're starting into a decent sized party now. But at one point, and the people who rolled those really high perceptions, so over 15, let's say. So that's the three of you. You notice that even the youngest of the goblinkin and the inhabitants here, when they go out of the tent or into the tent, they're very, very careful with the flaps. Like, they might be pretty sloshed and like stumbling through and push it open, but they always stop and reattach it so it stays closed. And then they go stumbling off into the dark. And whenever somebody comes in, exactly the same procedure. They're very, very careful about the amount of light.
I was wondering that if they all seem like refugees, like, would we ask them, like, how about did you all just come here? Maybe in a drunken stupor.
Who are you gonna ask that? The big
I'm
guy
gonna-
that you
I'm gonna
fought?
ask,
It seems to be the coziest with you.
Kelpo?
Kelpo? Okay,
Oh.
he's the Kelpo's kind of the magic leader guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of he's also the one who speaks the best common.
Yeah.
We come from all over. Our kind is not welcome very many places. So we find our way here.
Well, you also got some humans here too, so.
Well, not all humans are welcome in all places either.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take all trustable kinds.
That's very generous of y'all.
It's not entirely. We eat those that we don't like.
Oh! Well, gotta feed the crew somehow.
Would you like some soup?
On second hand, I'll just stick to the grog.
He kind of nods like the kind of non-answer that's like, guess what's in that? But besides that, I love it. All right, so you guys are chatting for a while, as long as you want to. After a little while, what's his name? The little halfling. What's his name again? I should have written it down.
Oh, Lek?
Lek, right. So Lek comes up to you and Gex in particular. He's like, Kelpo has a request.
Yes.
A meet on the dock with the captain or with I think I convinced him that you could be a stand-in.
Yeah, I'm the first mate. I could. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying that. I'm the first mate. I speak for the captain.
Self-promotion. All right.
Haven't heard of another one.
So
you gotta pave your own career path.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dress for success. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Just-
well, it's like they say, yeah, wear the uniform of the job you want. Well, sure.
That's it. Pirate clothes for everybody. All right. So you meet on down by that dock.
Yeah, I'll meet the Goblin Overlord. Sure.
Sure. So you head on down, and you're suddenly aware there's a lot. There's probably in this place that's maybe 500, 700, 800 feet, kind of sprawling, floating city. There's probably the better part of a couple hundred goblins that you've seen, or at least are gathering, are probably in this place, and you kind of get that feeling that they're all, and most goblins can see pretty well in the dark. So you need a little bit of help being guided, or actually, go ahead and. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Hold on,
Tillman.
hold on. Yeah, hold on a second. I can share some stuff.
Ooh.
So, you will get Eyes of the Night.
Ooh.
So, up to 2 willing creatures that I can see within 10 feet of me lasts for an hour. So, you get to see up to 300 feet.
All right. Well, Hilda can already
Okay.
see in the dark, so I'm guessing Rook and Gex.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So you guys can see 3. So Tillman, how do you apply such a blessing?
Well, what I do is I take one of the mushrooms and I mix it with a neutralizing elixir that also dries it out, dry into a powder, and then I just essentially blow the powder on Gex and Rook.
So you cut it.
I cut it. Yeah.
All right. So you guys both like blink, and dear God, does it burn the eyeballs for like a split second as he just goes, and this fine dust just like spores almost just hit your eyes, and your eyes just immediately go like stoner red, just like from bottom to top, just. It's like the worst case of pink eye you've ever seen. Like you start getting all weepy and teary for a second, and then the stinging stops, and then you're fine. Your eyes are red as, but you definitely can see better than anything. All of a sudden, the nighttime just opens up, and you're like, there is no shadow. 300 feet of dark vision.
Wow.
Whoa. That's more than what even Hilda could see.
100 feet.
60 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, whoa.
Oh, take it.
So with that, Gex, you have no problem navigating through. You take in this place, and you're looking out over the, and you can see there are sentries posted around in a few different places, and they probably had called out, but your crew had missed their call, and no visible lights on anything. And you meet at the dock down by your ship, and Kelpo comes stomping up with a guy next to him, big guy. Doesn't want to travel, doesn't fully trust y'all, but enough. And he comes walking up to you, and in common he's like, "You're the captain?"
I speak for the captain. That is true.
I speak
Okay.
for the trees.
Okay. How long are you going to stay?
How long are we going to stay on your flotilla, or how long is our ship going to stay in these waters?
Both.
Yeah.
As long as we're welcome, and as long as we need to, in that order.
You've given us a good trade. And he kicks down at the raft that you're both currently standing on. You can come. We've taken down the name of your ship. But canoe, please. Please. Put out your lights.
The lights, they bother you, do they?
No, not us. They bother the ones below.
The ones below. Tell me about them.
There's never one, but creatures that they live below, and sometimes they hunt. Others come, and when they see light, they demand gifts. They demand tribute. But if they don't get it, they will kill us all. We've given many things over the times. But the most common one are these big fucking tentacle things.
I've
Tentacles.
heard of such things before. Have you tried not living on a flotilla?
What, you made it nice. He kicks the thing again.
Have you tried having cannons?
You would give us a cannon?
Give? No, we don't have cannons to give. Cannons can be acquired.
It would be good. Could protect ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could trade for such things. You bring
We
us.
could. Now, I can't trade our cannons to you, but might be able to give you some information on where you could acquire some.
Okay. Okay. This is good. And that's kind of the first time you've really seen him smile. And his teeth are terrifying.
Ooh.
Just horror show.
Regular.
This nasty old goblin.
So let me ask you a question. What is the purpose of your flotilla?
Haven.
It's a
Safe
haven,
haven.
it's a home. How do you
The
generally...
only home we've been able to hold and make and keep.
How do you generally survive monetarily, financially?
Trade, barter, scavenge, steal. Fish.
Do you trade
Collect the rain.
services?
We could.
Are you good scouts? Are you good fighters? Do you trade information?
We're very good at staying alive. Some of us are good at coming and going very quietly. They know the waters. They know the local villages. Some can trade. Mostly we just quietly take.
If, say, our ship was going somewhere in a different direction from you, and at some point I wanted to reconnect with you to, say, offer you some work, trade services with you, trade goods with you, how would I find you? How would I get a hold of you? How would I contact you?
We can't move this. We drift on the waters. So, unless we're rowing, we'll be... And he kind of makes a motion, and then you get the impression, like, it takes a while in halting Gammon to, like, figure out exactly what he's talking about, but there is a particular gyre in this area, so it's basically like the garbage patch that just kind of goes around in this particular season, and they know that at this particular time of year they'll be in this spot of it, and then at this other time of year they'll be about here. So it's probably only about 100 maybe 200 nautical miles, and they'll be somewhere in that region. And you can, based on the season, have a pretty good idea of where.
Let's say we were able to offer you a tow to some destination you desired to go, not too far off our course, would you then be willing to provide us with some kind of service in exchange for that?
Well, maybe. For good things like cannons, but we like these waters. The Chul don't demand too much. Just the rest of the time, we're pretty safe here. Most places would just kill us.
Interesting.
But can you please, and he looks towards the ship, put out the lights.
I'll just turn over, because I'm close enough, right? I'll just turn over and shout, hey boys, douse the lanterns.
And there's general confusion, and after a while, the captain calls back down, and you have a conversation with him, and they agree they can either douse the external lanterns, but there's the flaps of the ship that can be lowered, so inside can still be lit.
Yeah, okay. That'll have to do.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
11.
All right. So this is starting to happen, and after a little while, they're just putting out the last of the lanterns, and Bracken looks over the side. He's like, he's holding a lantern. He's like, "Are you coming back up? Are you coming back aboard?" Gotta do different voices here. He calls down towards you, Gex.
Momentarily. Don't go anywhere.
And he listens to your order, probably the first time he's done that. He's kind of standing there in the last visible light. And do a perception check for me.
All of us, or just...
The rest of you are kind of more towards the party zone. So I'm going to say just Gex. 15. All right. I'm going to say that's enough. Please do a dexterity saving throw.
He dropped. What is he dropping? What is my bonus here? 20.
You lucky son of a... All right. So you're just like, what is that? And all you hear is... And it's just enough that you sidestep, and the whole raft that you're on just goes... And you hear Kelpo just be like, should have put out the lights faster.
Are we being attacked by sea beasts from the sea?
Okay.
Taking him back for real.
All right. So, at this point, the whole raft shudders and quakes, and you manage to stay on your footing. I'm going to ask everybody to please roll initiative. Even though you're not in it quite yet, I will then be able to add you in at that appropriate slot.
Wow.
Tillman, totally different from the last time. Wow.
Ooh. Well.
Wow. All right, Rook with 25. Damn. Tillman with 17. Hilda with 20. You guys should drink more. Holy damn. And, no, of course not. You've been complaining about not having a fight, so I'm going to get you a fight. All right. All right. Gex, and then Hilda's 20. Okay. And Sorry, a little bit slow.
Nat 20.
Nice. That's not that wonderful. Let's see. Okay, so that's easy. I like that. That's nice. Okay, so, Gex, what do you want to do? And you look over and you see this dark, slimy, long snake rope type thing just poof, up. It's actually between you and Kelpo, and it's because you've been calling over to the ship at that point. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, I'm just gonna put you here. Kelpo is this goblin. He's kind of standing there, and there's this long, dark tentacle, which is I'll just make a nice, nasty green color, stretching out kind of between you and the dock, right here, and another one you can see looping up and kind of grabbing on there. And the whole thing is starting to pitch and twist. What do you want to do?
Begin vigorous stabbing.
All right. Go ahead, make you draw your weapon and just the nearest one, or the one between you and the like the one at the dock, or the one closer to your ship.
Let's go the one at the dock. Vigorous shaft stabbing.
All right, so you go scrambling over, kind of shove Kelpo off to the side, and just start hacking away. Make your roll, please.
I guess I'll do it with ye old sword, because that 20 plus
Wow.
5, 25.
I'll give you this much. Because he's an ally, if you do an acrobatics check to jump over it and land on the dock on the far side, I will give you advantage on this attack.
I will attempt that. Advantage? Okay. On the attack itself, I don't need advantage. I got 20.
Well, you do if you want to add sneak attack.
Oh, sneak attack. Okay. So what am I doing here? Take the higher of the two?
Yep.
No. 19.
Nice. Okay, so you hit, you can apply damage with sneak attack if you want to, as you like find the vulnerable spot.
How do I add my sneak attack? Oh yeah, this way. So that plus so a total of 17.
Whew, that's a decent opening round. All right.
Wow.
A tentacled beast, says Kelpo. Nice. That's a good opening round. This thing is very big, though. Like, it is considered large, quite large, almost gargantuan, actually. Oh, certainly, or the next one, huge. Its tentacles have a big, long reach, and it's probably directly under this raft, if you had to guess.
Probably gonna have to guess for now.
All right. Coming up next, nobody else yet, because none of them are aware. You're only about a little over 100 feet away at the moment inside the tent. I'm gonna go with this. Just do a perception check for me.
All of us? No.
Who? Let's do the perception check.
Anybody who's not in the mix. So Tillman with a 19. Damn.
That's a 4.
That's a 4
Alright.
for Hilda.
The grog is doing something. I may
An
not
11.
have gotten sick.
An 11. All right. Tillman, you're the only one who manages to pick up. You've been enjoying this city, man. It's been like floating, and it's just a great vibe, you know. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
man.
there's a shudder to the vibe that wasn't there a moment ago. Something's wrong. Something that way.
Ah, man, well, I'll move up to find out what's happening.
Nice. All right.
Right. Are you gonna tell us, or are you gonna just go?
Man, I don't know, man. Something's crashing the vibe. Can't you feel it? Hear the rumblings and splashing? Anyways, man, I'm gonna go check it out. See what's happening. You guys do you, but I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'll come. Isn't Gex in that direction?
He
Yeah, I
is.
think so. I saw him. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna
Okay,
clear the
yeah.
raft here. It's on that drawing.
Uh,
All right.
I'm holding another like grog with me, and like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, let's check it out.
All right. Do another Constitution saving throw for me. Anybody who's been drinking this whole time. You have advantage,
that
Hilda.
Oh. Okay, that is
Dwarven
a
Constitution.
17 plus 3, so 20.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're not drunk. It's just a happy, nice
Oh,
little
okay.
buzz.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. Dwarven Constitution. I'm like the anti-Dwarven Constitution, by the way. I'm such a lightweight. Anyway, so that line, by the way, indicates about 100-foot dash, or 60-foot dash anyway. So you're pretty far from where Gex is. But you go stepping out into the light, and some other goblin kind of screeches at you, and you're not sure why. And they're like, or not light, you're out of the tent. And then you remember, oh right, we have to tie this up. So you start tying it up, and you look out over the dark. In your eyes, you can still see perfectly in the dark there, Rook and Gex. And very quickly, you can make out Gex is hacking away at something way over there. And
Oh boy.
and Rook can see. You can see the tentacles being like, and there's several of them.
Tentacles.
Now. Yep.
Tentacles.
Tentacles attacking Gex, and I'll just race off towards that direction. Bonus action dash. And action
All right.
dash.
All right. Boom. Naruto running down the dock. All right. Everybody else?
slowly,
Action.
I see what's happening.
Yep. With your dark vision, definitely.
I guess I'm just gonna like throw the grog over my shoulder and it's like, well, might as well go in the same direction as everybody.
All right. So Rook is double dashing and his bonus because he's a rogue. The Cleric and the Paladin kind of bringing up the rear. All right, back towards this side. Kelpo turns and fires off one of those what amounts to being a firebolt at this thing over here. Doesn't do too bad actually. That'll be a hit, and he does 6 damage. So you're not in this alone. All right, Gex, you're back up.
I'm gonna continue doing maximum shaft damage.
Did we have an action or?
You guys are rushing, unless you're gonna cast a spell or something from that range.
Yeah.
It's about close to 100 feet, 90 feet, maybe. You could
Right.
close to about 70 at this point.
All right. Let's do some moonbeam.
Oh, jam! All right, bust
On
out the
12.
moonbeam.
Constitution 12. And even though it says the damage, I didn't actually roll it, but
That's okay. And where do you want to center it?
well, it's a 5 feet cone, so it has to be pre-targeted. I'd say maybe around there.
All right. So you center the moonbeams. The cloud clears out of the way, and just this column of bluish tinted light just illuminates that. And the tentacle for a second is normal, and then you see these blisters and bubbles just as it starts to cook it. So how much damage?
Well, did it make it save?
Oh, good question. Let's see. And it's a Constitution
12
save. It's
yeah.
quite conny.
Quite iconic.
So yes, it did.
All right, so it takes half as much as the bucket rolled for, anyways.
Two
Damn it.
damage. 2. So it's
Oh,
just
awesome.
a slight smolder. little bit of
sizzle.
moon burn.
It'll have to make a. I think it makes it. It has to make a con save each turn if it stays in that spot.
Yep, absolutely. And the tentacle doesn't seem to notice all that much damage at this point, so it stays put. All right, coming up next, Hilda. I'm guessing you're just gonna hustle.
Yep, I have a movement speed of 25, so I don't know if I'm already
Yeah,
from my last
you're
round.
definitely
I'm already
last.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
On each of my turns, I can move the beam 60 feet away in any direction.
Nice.
Up that.
All right, so Tillman, you're pretty close. Well, sorry, Tillman, you're way far away, but you're in the mix because of your moonbeam range. Rook is just hustling down. How many movement can you do in a turn there, Rook?
I mean, from the last turn, wasn't it like something like 90? Because like I double dashed.
Yeah. So you pretty much there. You're right up with Gex now.
Okay.
It's fast, and you were about 90 to 100 feet away. So top of the order, Rook. Oh, sorry, that was Hilda, then Tillman. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the tentacle creature. All right.
Oh.
All right, let's see what it does. One on each of you. So, Gex, does 18 hit your AC?
Yep.
Okay, and the Kelpo gets hit as well as the two tentacles rearrange themselves, and the one that's closest here grabs onto you there, Gex, and another one kind of tilts itself kind of ducks down underneath and then pops up behind and grabs onto Kelpo, and so that's going to be. That's going to be, 6 points of bludgeoning damage to Gex, and even more, 9 points of bludgeoning damage to, 10 points of bludgeoning damage to your Kelpo pal.
Oh.
And he's just like, it's like around his neck. He's still alive, but he's looking a little hurt.
I'm going to use my...
I think it's my turn though, right?
Yeah, but I'm going to resist that though, with my student's endurance.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice reaction. Good
Nice.
call. All right, you are considered grappled. However, you can try to break the grapple on your turn.
Well, it's just the damage I'm resisting.
That's fair. I'm just letting you know.
What was the damage again?
It was 6.
Because I get 1d12 plus 2.
Nice.
Once per short rest. So 10, so 12, so more than enough.
You don't even feel it. It just thumps you and you're like, what? It does wrap around your legs, though. All right. Next up, we're well, by the way, we are over time. It is now 12:12. So we can keep going. I'm happy to do a round or two and then pause. I don't think we'll finish this round. We could also just stop right now and leave it on the cliffhanger. It's up to you guys.
I would go for a ladder. I'm a little.
Yeah,
you were traveling.
On the fading.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's fair.
We'll take it.
All right. Let's just finish this off so I don't forget. So, we finished its attack, and this thing rears up out of the water. It's like it's been lashing from all sides of this raft, and now it's repositioning itself. So it's comes launching itself kind of up on the side, and lands, and the whole dock kind of tilts, and it's kind of between the ship and the floating city on this edge of the dock, as it kind of launches itself up on the dock, and this monstrous sort of octopi, except it's got this jaw with these teeth that are just like gnarly. So it's not quite an octopus, and these nasty long tentacles, as it's just trying to just consume and just pull you up, pull anything it can in. And Kelpo is just like, ah! Any parting words?
No.
Get wrecked, sea beast.
You'll
Nice.
get stabinated by the little big girl when she gets there, eventually.
Little big comment.
When she gets there, she's gonna wreck it up. All right. And with that, we're gonna stop and we'll call that a night. So thanks very much. All right. Before we totally sign off and everything, we do need a title for tonight's game. So I don't know. There's a bunch of options here. So I'll leave that up to you guys or the audience. What should we call tonight's episode? Episode 7.
I did write maximum shaft damage.
Yeah, I like that.
The moment that what came out and was
The
brought
shaft
into
draft.
existence.
Wow. The okay, all of these are wonderful. Abominable Scotsman put in chat. Rafts, shafts, and Dave's drafts.
There you
You
go.
know what?
There
That's
you go.
nice.
I think that's our episode title right there. I love it.
Mhm.
That's the whole package. That's the whole package.
Nice
Way to go, Scotsman. Nice
work,
suggestion.
Scotsman.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much, everybody, for playing. It's nice to see you again. And we'll, I think I'm back next week, if you guys are. Might have to start
Yep.
next week a little bit later, unfortunately. But, you know, we get to just dive right into some combat. I needed to give you guys at least a little bit, because I know it's been a little while.
A little stabinating.
A little,
Stabinate.
little stabby. Feeling a little stabby. All right. Well, thanks very much, everybody. And don't forget, if this is your first time joining us, don't forget to click the button so you get the notifications of when we go live and all that. You know, the thing. But thanks again. And we'll see you in a week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And have a good night. See ya.
Night.
Who are you gonna call? Shaq!
Oh, damage. Oh.
All right.
We interrupt this episode to bring you a word from our sponsor. Take it away, man.
Have you ever been traveling at sea, eaten some salt fish that's been on deck for a little bit too long? Maybe you haven't packed enough limes. You're experiencing the run, seasickness, slightly backed up even. Well, have we got a product for you? Ye Old Arcane Fiber Supplement will get those bowels moving swiftly like a nice east wind. You can shart over port, you can fart over starboard, but make yourself regular with Ye Old Arcane Fiber Supplement. Available from your pharmacist over the counter.
I'm the pharmacist. I'm the pharmacist.
Dave is the pharmacist.
I'm not a doctor. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
I'm a doctor of philosophy.
I knew I could do something with that degree. All right.
The
good night.
doctorate in philosophy.